Welcome back, friends, to the Lucky Die in Kino. Previously, Greff catches up with his magical sister, Ivoris talks with Scammos, Suvi makes a fiery friend, and Vox visits Adenov in her dream. We catch up for the night before, visit bars, talk with gods, check in on friends, and buying rounds. The former Kit members huddle together to figure out their next move when a mouse turns into a small gnome who has an important mission in the direction the team are headed. Is Adenov's castle real? How has Trevor been since we saw him last? And what strange magic are they headed to stop cows? I guess we're about to find out. Welcome back to the Lucky Die in Kino. We find ourselves on Baskin's boat. He's headed south towards the mouth of Clarity, but it's many, many, many days of travel. His intent, his plan, is to switch boats at Freedom's Bluff, to send the rest of his crew onwards to continue on their mission and take the four of you on alone from there, about halfway through the journey. So, it is currently day 81 when we start this voyage. Now, I know what all of you are like, and I do say all of you, looking at you as well. What do you want to do over the next 10 days?
10 days on a boat. 10 days.
10 days on the big boat with the rest of the crew. I mean, there will be things happening at you, because it's a voyage and nautical nonsense. How can I not? But I know what y'all are like. You can't go 10 days without doing something.
Nope.
So, it's opportunity for you to reach out, talk to people, learn to new skills, all that good shit. What do you want to do?
Well, I'm just going to say that the first couple of days, Greff is probably surprisingly quiet. He's probably keeping to himself. He seems deep in thought. He's like contemplating shit. Nothing he needs to express himself on right now. He's just figuring stuff out. He just met up with his sister. He's thinking about home. He's thinking about his journey and stuff like that. So if somebody's if somebody's up to something more explosive, please take the lead.
Define explosive.
I can't think of any mushroom puns. I'm sorry.
Oh, gosh.
I'm sorry, I don't reproduce like that.
Spores everywhere. Okay, Greff opting for the quiet route. Day 3. As you folks are travelling along, Baskin looks worried. The helmsman also is looking particularly perturbed. They look across the sea. You have the mainland off to the left-hand side, but you're keeping your distance. You don't want anyone to really know that you're here. You especially don't want them to know that you have humans and gnomes and halflings on board. Oh gosh, no. What if the war got worse? You can see off to one side, over across the ocean itself, you can see there is a very big storm cloud coming in. It's as far as the eye can see, and even from this very far distance, the clouds are almost black, this kind of steel grey in colour. You see flashes of lightning from underneath. What do you want to do?
How far out is it?
How far?
Mm-hmm.
The helmsman looks at you and he says, I don't know. I'm guessing we'll probably hit that storm front in like 2 or 3 hours.
I don't suppose there's any way we can go around and blast through it real quick.
No, I don't think there's anything like that at all. I think we're gonna be heading straight into that. I mean, if it's as far as the eye can see, you can't go around it.
I've heard some magic men can, do some hocus pocus and fix the weather. And Greff looks over to Alisar and Cass.
Greff, I don't...
No,
Suvi, but
sorry.
yeah, that makes sense. I'm just looking through the silly spells that I have set, and I don't have anything to do anything, I think.
Greff, I don't know how to tell you
anything?
this, but that's, you're talking about very high-level druid magic, very, very powerful stuff. I appreciate the vote of confidence, but I don't got that kind of ability yet. Give me another while of learning how to do all this shit. Maybe. Strong maybe.
Yes, and I'm not very, very good at weather. I can do thunder, more thunder, I think, but that won't help, will it?
No.
Yeah. Okay, so we're useless then, I guess.
Less thunder. Less thunder. I don't know enough about clouds. Do we have a scientist on the boat that can tell our wizards how to do magic that would cause less storms?
Greff, what wizards are you talking about?
You two. Yeah. You two hocus pocus men.
No. Druidism is very different from wizardry, okay? Do you see me reading books? Do I look like the type reading books?
Did you say Daisy reading any books? Yeah, Daisy's out there hocus pocusing it away. Oh, wizard-like.
I wasn't really paying attention to that part.
You should have. It was quite fun. She was so sick.
I think I could commune with nature. Ocean is nature, right? And find something out, perhaps, if you want. I could try that.
I'll take anything you got.
I didn't realize you had that one prepared. Okay, this is a good one.
I did. So it takes me 1 minute, and it's instantaneous, and you briefly become one with nature and gain knowledge of the surrounding territory. In outdoors, the spell gives you knowledge of the land within 3 miles of you.
Oh, yep. I'm seal clapping here. I'm so happy that's going to clap for me like nobody's business.
I can click the spell if you need the info, V.
Yes, please. Yeah,
yes,
please.
Thank you. Because I don't know what I'm doing. I just know that I have a thing.
Let me have a good read.
I have a thing. Okay.
No, Commune with Nature is a good one. I did not think to prepare it.
Yep, it's on my list. Haha.
I kind of went a slightly different route. I'm prepared if somebody goes overboard.
That's good. I have all these nature and tree things, which are going to be useless.
You could also turn into an octopus and save them.
Yes, I can, which is lovely. Or save me, anyway.
Which circle are you again? I forget.
I'm land. Are you land, too?
So we have two souped up nature spellcasters.
Well, yeah, I mean...
in the sea, basically. On the sea. Yeah, sure. Not in yet.
So what does casting this look like?
Ooh.
Okay. So...
Because we haven't seen Suvi's magic, really. Well, these guys haven't seen Suvi. Well, apart from the editor. Nobody's seen your magic.
I'm not sure that there was any magic in that first thing. Apart from forgetting that she didn't have any more mouse left. That's basically all you've seen.
Yeah.
So Suvi's magic is kind of connected to her heritage. So she does a few ritual dance steps and hums a tiny little tune. So she's like, and moves around a little bit. And you are all looking at her like, what is she doing? But that's her thing. And then there's this tiny, tiny green sparkle that sort of explodes in the radius of the spell that I've now forgotten, which was
30 miles.
3 miles.
All right. So for 3 miles, this tiny spark of green just shoots out all around you.
And she looks
you
around.
Instantly gain knowledge of up to 3 facts of your choice about any of the following subjects: terrain and bodies of water, prevalent plants, minerals, animals, or peoples, powerful celestials, fays, fiends, elementals, or undead, influence from other planes of existence, and buildings.
Okay,
So what would you like to know about?
So I need to know about terrain and bodies of water, obviously, but I don't find anything out about wind, right?
Do you know what? I'll say that technically clouds are just bodies of water in the sky.
Yeah.
But this leaves me open to really bad things, which, I don't know. You guys will find a way to fuck with me, so screw it. You can tell that this storm is absolutely massive. This storm is like beyond your 3-mile radius from where you currently are.
Okay.
Like this is really big. You wouldn't necessarily know how long it would take, but like communing a little bit with the helmsman, you basically get the idea that this is like a day of thunderstorms. You can tell that it is a natural storm. It began somewhere over the middle of the ocean. It's about a day worth of travel, he reckons, with the information that you're able to give him about this is what the density of the clouds are, and there's like lots of water here and less water here, and it goes upwards and downwards, like all this good shit. Like whatever information about that body of water, it's about a day of really terrible weather. There doesn't seem to be much in the way of wind, and your biggest problem would be thunderstorms and lightning. So that's
basically what I'm getting, right? Because I asked for up to 3 facts, but I got quite a lot on it's a natural storm, so I don't really need to look for anything else. I'm trying to look at my companions here, and they are all 3 of them very neutral. Nope. Okay.
Are you asking what else you can try to determine, or like?
It's a natural storm. Do I need to ask about any beings as well? Or can I, V? Can I ask about beings?
You can, yeah.
I would ask about elementals, because if anything, that's probably the most prevalent danger.
Thank you.
So
Suvi's asking about elementals.
As you extend your senses out and everything comes crinkling back to you in the form of songs and lyrics that only you can hear and pick up and sense, you don't get the song of an elemental. You would get the song of the undead.
Uh-huh.
And there seems to be a rather lot of them, but all like congregated in one area that seems to be, moving with the tides.
Are we about to fight a pirate ghost ship?
I said undead. It's up to you to take from it what you want.
Pirate ghost ship.
So do I...
Scooby-Doo ship. Sorry.
I mean, that is amazing. Do I sense that the natural storm is connected to the undead in some way, or no?
You wouldn't be able to pick that up.
I wouldn't know. Okay.
No.
Right. So I relay the lots of undead information, as well as the massive natural storm that will take a day information to my friends. I think perhaps I can ask for something more, but I'm not sure. I could check. Is there anything you think I should check more? The glitter is sort of almost out by now. So she's just asking for one last thing.
I guess like you have a good feel for a very long distance. Is the storm? Yeah, like a whole day.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I can feel the storm and the undead and lots of undead. It's very scary.
Perhaps beasts. If there's any sort of beasts we need to be worrying about.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I will. Is that what you think I should ask? I think this is the limit. Yes. Okay. So Suvi's gonna check for beasts.
You get the sense of lots of creatures, a lot of waterborne creatures beneath you, and they all seem to be. If they were to pick a direction, it would be away from the undead ship. The cluster of undead. They all seem to be leaving that area. You pick up all sorts of creatures, like exceptionally large octopuses, like a pod of dolphins. Get like the odd solitary whale going around. So many fish, it's unreal. Yeah, you find what you'd expect to find. There's nothing like, oh my god, the Kraken is about to eat me sort of level of terrifying.
Okay.
Just a lot of unusual activity from them.
Okay, so she relays that information as well. And I think that's the last of the glitter sort of falling.
Yeah, the last little tinkling, the ebbing out of the song. It fades out rather than a hard cut of a song. Yeah. The helmsman, he says, sounds like it might be the ship of the damned. Yeah, they probably want to avoid that one.
Can we avoid it, though? You said we had to go that way, yes?
So, as long as there's breath in my chest, there will be wind in that sail. Anyway, but here. Okay. Great, good news. Right, I guess we better take anything metal off the deck, and yeah. And you see, like, he turns and like kind of shouts up to Baskin, like, you know, the situation. And Baskin issues orders fairly quickly, clearing the deck of anything too much metal that could attract the lightning, for example. Some things that we wouldn't think would attract metal, but lightning, but they don't know any different. So things are pushed immediately under the deck. He asked that anyone who is not comfortable with being outside in a storm to head down. Yeah. Okay.
Suvi's making sure that Baskin understands that she did a useful thing.
He kind of looks over at you as like the helmsman just like turns back and realizes that he should probably say something at this adoring smiling face of like, hello. He just like nods once to you, like he's still a little standoffish because you were a stowaway. Yeah, he just gives you like one nod and like continues about his captaining.
Suvi's happy.
How fighting capable is the majority of Baskin's crew?
Well, they're all pretty strong and they're all pretty hardy. Like you give them something and they will hit something with it or stab something with it. I mean, they need to have a certain amount of battle preparedness, being that they're smugglers. Yeah. Their ship doesn't have cannons because they want to travel quickly. Like their boat is built mostly for speed and containing people from the authorities. Fuck the man. Yeah.
Greff is going to make it obvious that he's like willing to stay up on deck and help. And if he gets a chance where there's just a moment of rest, he's gonna try to go like, so, what's this boat ship of the damned thing? I don't know this tale.
Who are you asking?
I'm assuming not Baskin. I'm assuming he's got his hands completely full at this point.
Yeah, he's like, you know, climbing all over the ship, like pulling sails, ordering guys about to do stuff. He's in it and ordering things about. So yeah, he's like, if you try to ask him, he just like shakes his head and is like, you know, Baskin's working, go. He's a little curt with you.
Let's just invent a character. Just one of the stowaways.
No, stowaways are
Are
bad.
there stowaways?
We have no stowaways.
No, not stoways.
They
The
aren't
smuggle
smuggling
people.
anyone.
Sorry,
Everyone's a smuggler. Who do you want to talk to, Kino or Discoro?
Kino. Way funnier.
All right.
No, let's go Discoro. Sorry.
So have we actually heard anyone say Ship of the Damned, or is this just our assumption?
Nope. V is just making shit up on the spot.
You can do a history check. Or any other check you could argue if you want to find out what the Ship of the Damned is.
Oh, let me make a history check with Greff.
The guy said that. The ship guy said that.
Well, surely we
yeah,
could
so
all...
it's the helmsman that said that, yeah.
We could all do history checks, maybe?
Yeah. Any of you could, yeah.
Yeah.
Or whatever stat you think you could argue.
I have a valid reason as a former smuggler.
Oh, well, that's a good start of this episode.
Never mind.
Never mind.
I rolled a natural 20 on history, so I think we have another...
Greff, how?
I didn't even...
Mama Greff had a lot of stories to tell.
Mama Greff read me a lot of stories.
Sake. Goddamn Mama Greff. Fuck that.
All right, you have to tell the story in Mama Greff voice. As Greff,
No.
like, we see a flashback as Greff, like, yeah, Greff's like, Mama Greff once told me about this.
I didn't even get a chance to press the button, but never mind.
No, go ahead. No, please go ahead. Yeah, it's important.
Because maybe I can tell it through song and dance instead.
Yes.
Historically accurate home song and dance.
Nope. No song, no dance, no nothing.
All right. Okay. I'm going to say that Ivoris, you probably also know with your history of 19.
I've got a 19. Baskin's probably said something about this.
Yeah. We flash back to Baskin telling this story.
Get out of here!
Just because Mama's Gruff is so hard to do.
You're meanie.
All right. You know that the Ship of the Damned is filled with the undead. Through the course of basically all the passing portals being formed when people are resurrected, there are people that wander through. The undead have been rising in more and more numbers than they ever had before. And one of the solutions, rather than killing the people that they cared and loved about yet again, is they would put them on a ship and float them out to sea. Old boats that are beyond repair, they would put them on, push them out, and leave them out. However, over time, these Ship of the Damned seem to have gained control and sentience over themselves, and now they wander the seas looking to add extra to their crew.
Now tell that as a scary story in Mama Greff voice. And it ends with, and now you go to bed!
And if you ain't careful, I'm going to put your ass on there. No, maybe one day I'll write this as one of those creepy, scary. Wait, we have October coming up, right? I'll do that. No, no way,
Yes,
no way.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's what the pair of you remember. Like it's a tale that's basically is across both continents.
All right.
How Mama Greff heard about it, that's between Mama Greff and her god.
All right. Okay. I mean, like, are there any known stories of the Ship of Damned attacking people? Like,
Yeah.
what has anybody survived these attacks?
Well, otherwise we wouldn't have heard of them, right?
Good point. What do they want? Why are they attacking people? Like,
Well, the tale how much of the tale do you know?
the version I heard was mostly used to scare me to bed. So,
Right.
they weren't exactly
this isn't
given
your mama's
clever motivations.
Your mama's scary nighttime story. No, they board your ship and they tend to take the crew that they can and kill everybody else. Just to, they say, to keep their ship going, to keep their ship alive. And what that means, nobody has come back from one of those ships to tell the tale.
That sounds grim.
Aye. So, apart from that, we're a bit of a superstitious lot. And he, taps the helm a couple of times. Sorry, the wheel a couple of times. Says, we don't tangle with the Ship of the Damned. We put the sails up and we go as quickly as we can.
Yes.
No point chancing more dangers than Mother Nature herself.
That sounds good to me. Yes, please.
Well, if you can climb that rigging and get that sail up, much appreciated.
On it. And yeah, Greff's gotta try to do his absolute best to be useful now that he's wasted somebody's time.
Hey, Suvi, I got a question for you.
Uh-huh.
The undead cluster you sensed, were you able to tell roughly how far away they are?
Was Ivy?
Edge of your periphery.
Sorry?
So 3 and a bit miles out.
All right. So it was right at the edge of
2 questions then. One, do you have gust of wind?
Hang on. I don't think so.
It's a level 2 spell.
Nope.
I will happily say that over the course of like the time being on the ship, you can have prepared whatever would be reasonable that morning, even if you haven't prepared it on your character sheet. So if you have access to gust of winds, you might have been asked by the sailors to use gust of wind on occasion and have it prepared. I'm okay for you both to just ad hoc use whatever spell, as long as it's reasonable that you would have had it prepared.
Oh, I prepared my spells last recording. I looked at my spell list and I was like, yeah, this is for a boat.
Yeah, boats, yeah.
I was going to do that, and then I forgot. So I don't have boat stuff. But okay.
Yeah, I'd say that's reasonable for you to have that prepared.
I could have that prepared. Yep.
Do you also, by chance, have water breathing and or water walk prepared?
Well, I mean, yes, of course I do. What level are they?
Level 3.
Uh-huh. Yep, I could have that. Sure.
And I have one final question for you. Do you by chance have control water prepared?
Which is level
4.
I could have that too. Sure.
Okay, perfect.
I have all the things. What do I do with them?
All right, here's the plan. Okay, we're gonna fuse our druidic magics here to royally fuck over anything that tries to fuck with us. Okay?
Yes.
I got plans.
Yep.
First off, I think that you and I should spend our time here instead of trying to get in the way of people trying to do ship things. Let's combine our rituals. You do water walk, I'll do water breathing. We'll keep channeling that. We'll get everybody on the crew covered, so if anybody goes overboard, at least they're not sinking to the bottom of the ocean.
Yep. Okay.
And then here's the plan, okay, Suvi? I don't want the others hearing because they might get a little bit kind of panicky.
I'm sorry. Take me.
Okay, here's the plan. So with the control water, I don't know how familiar you are with the spell, but like I've been thinking it over, and if we combine it and we both do it at the same time, it's got a hell of a long range. And what we could do is we could just split the fucking ocean, okay? Just split it. If we see the ship, it comes at us.
Okay.
You and me, we channel it one next to the other, and we just make a giant fucking pit to the bottom of the ocean, drop the shit, let the ocean come in, crush it, bing, bang, boom, we're done.
Okay, as long as we're very careful with the octopuses, octopi, and the fish and whales.
I would like to think that any of the animals in the ocean have kindly fucked off because of the storm and everything.
True.
So the only thing that will be
right.
sinking is going to be that ship.
Okay.
All right?
I'm with you. Yeah.
I think it's a pretty good plan.
I think we can do this. Very good plan. Yes, let's do it.
Worst case scenario, we, just either run the fuck away with gusts of wind and try to pump air in the sails, or, I can conjure up an elemental or two, just kind of get us the fuck out of here, whatnot.
Okay.
All right. It's a good plan. Let's start with the rituals then.
Yep.
Yes. Over the course of the next, basically before the storm hits, you're going to be able to get everybody on the crew. Between the pair of you. It becomes like a factory farm of and turn up and off you go, and turn up and off you go. There is a never-ending queue to have this dealt with so that people will be fine.
Yep.
Yes, you two can absolutely do that.
Yep.
So that's you two sorted for doing something useful. Greff is helping with ship stuff. Ivoris, what are you doing, buddy?
I don't know.
Can you dream us past the storm?
Yeah. So Ivoris has a bunch of spells to protect his friends, and that's a lot of what he's been trading power around for. But I don't think he likes it when he finds himself feeling so helpless and with no way to help. What am I going to do?
You could do something similar to Greff and help on the ship.
But
nah, don't waste your
Or
time,
if we
buddy.
establish that you're definitely not working.
Do you know how to tie a knot?
I would have to roll to.
You don't have to roll to tie a knot. It's okay.
No, I want to know how many fishermen's knots or whatever I know how to tie. Sailors, boatsmen stuff.
I can make so many jokes.
I don't know. Let's ask Aethar. He's the knot master. He's a fisherman of old. He should know how many sailors' knots there are. How many knots do sailor people know?
I mean, like if you're a fishing boat, you probably know about like 30 or 40. But if you're just a standard, like,
Holy shit!
well, yeah, you need to
a
be
lot
able
of
to
knots.
fix the net when it tears, and there's a different knot for when the tear is in a left-hand corner, right-hand corner, upper left or upper right. So you have 4 knots there. Then you have to know how to do all the other stupid knots that you do.
You
All
asked.
right, so yeah, you can roll like 2d20.
2d20. Okay.
That's like a good fisherman. I'm a bad fisherman. I know, like,
32. That's quite a bit.
Jesus Christ. You are able to help tie, secure, fix basically anything. You are then pretty good at knots. I was going to say the knot master, but you're amongst sailors, so no. You're pretty good. You're very, very helpful and very, very useful.
You're very naughty.
He's not a bother.
V, can I have bardic inspiration that I can give out once a day. Can we say that there have been 3 days that I've given all of my companions bardic inspiration?
Yeah, sure.
Brilliant.
What?
There you go.
does bardic
We won't need it,
inspiration
but
run
yes.
out?
This is God-given bardic inspiration, of which Suvi has 1 per day,
It's divine.
but they can't stack them. It's divine. It's divine bardic inspiration from the divine goddess of bardicness.
Of joy. It's
joy, thank
joyful
you.
inspiration. Yeah.
Joy, joy,
There we
joy.
go.
Happy, happy, joy, 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 joy. Happy, happy, joy. Yeah. So yes, you can all have one of those. Just hold on to them. Suvi cannot give you any more right now. You only have 1 to hold on to. Okay. So bearing in mind that we have 2 people who are basically at one with the elements, providing aid to their sailor companions, making sure that the wind is in your favor, that the ocean is in your favor, that any ship of the damned, beware they come to you, for you shall sink them. You got that under lock. We have Greff running around the ship doing basically as told and being the strongman. And we have Ivoris just tying everything the fuck down.
Yeah, I want to do a future vision at some point too.
Yep,
as
we can
we're
definitely do that in a minute.
doing panic stuff.
You weather the storm. Everything that you have done to help out. Greff, it is a very long and physically demanding day for you as you go around responding to whatever calls for help that there are given, following the orders, basically the same as any other sailor on board. Our 2 druids whipping up a storm and keeping everybody safe and deflecting the worst of it. Ivoris, nothing comes undone under your watch. It's a really long, hard day, and the skeleton crew is left to pick up the pieces after essentially 24 hours on watch for the helmsman and for Baskin. You weather through the storm. All right. Who wants to do something else?
What is
I
that?
hear calls for future vision. I hear calls of gods and deities. I hear communing with nature. Some Greff, you already were like, I don't want to do anything. I want to be sad.
I'm not sad. I'm
Contemplative.
Greff just met Apollo for the first time since he decided to take on this fucking journey. He's got shit to like figure out right now. He needs to look inward and figure out who are you and what do you want. So that's a little Avatar: The Last Airbender reference for those of you who are not Philistines,
Oh my God.
enjoyers of the high arts.
So let's assume that we have some days of peace again before you get to Freedom's Bluff. Is there anything anybody would like to do?
Okay, so Suvi is practicing focus ritual casting every morning and night, and apart from the storm day and night, I suppose, and breathing and focusing on a shape, because she has to do that so she can do something unknown once she gets to where she's going.
Yes.
Demi told her to do
using
it,
the,
so she's doing it.
Yeah, like the focusing and the chilling to be able to perform rituals easily and well and quickly, especially because this is a dangerous and never performed ritual before, and you're amongst chaos.
Yep.
You are taking that training to heart. So even on the days of the storm, like you would have woken up that morning, not going, "There's going to be a storm." You woke up this morning, "I'm going to chill and think of something cool." Yeah. So yes, you are definitely keeping on top of that.
Yep. And
Great
the
job.
shape she's focusing on is an octopus, a tiny baby octopus.
Oh, that's so cute. I think of those tiny little like Cthulhu knitted things that I think Aethel, you have one sitting in your dice bag, or someone had a little Cthulhu protecting their dice bag. I don't know who it was.
Not me.
It's so
I
cute.
crocheted a baby Cthulhu for my daughter because, that's the kind of parent I am.
The best parent, Karin. Yes, you can definitely spend time meditating and focusing on shapes and colors so you're more easily able to perform this ritual in the future. Ivoris, is there anything you would like to do in these moments of calm?
I think Ivoris needs to practice his magic. It's the things he hasn't done before because of the warning that we got.
Of course, yeah.
The issue is he doesn't want to like come off to the crew as like scary. You know, I feel like a lot of his magic is intimidating.
Yeah, I mean, if you speak with Baskin, he could probably give you some space. I mean, you definitely have the captain's quarters and the captain's quarters, because that would include like the table and all the other good stuff. Like you would definitely have use of that when you need to, if it's something you could contain within that sort of a room. If you need to be out under the elements with a bit more room, then night shift would be your best bet when there's a lot less crew out to see you. And Baskin would make sure that only the good ones that would turn their back on such terrifying as you. Like you could definitely negotiate with him to be able to have like space and place to do that.
Okay. I'm not sure the cabin's gonna, cabin will work for one of them. He's doing. Well, I can't do that one. Looking at Revivify. I can't practice that.
No, you cannot.
Hey, someone come here. I need to practice my knife work on you. Don't worry, I'll bring you back. I'll sacrifice like a pinky for you.
To practice that, and then I'll,
Yeah. So I think that at night he would at some point let's do one of these. I need to have this one down. And that's one of the ones he's scared to do around people. So he's going to have to pick a spot out in the ocean because a 30-foot radius sphere would take up the whole boat. About perhaps, but it's a dimish green light for 30 feet. It's a sphere. What else does it say about it? Yeah, if there were a creature in this, hypothetically, every time it starts its turn in the sphere, it has to succeed a Constitution saving throw or take 4d10 radiant damage and suffer 1 level of exhaustion.
Fuck me.
That's brutal.
The light makes it impossible for a creature to benefit from being invisible. The light and any levels of exhaustion caused by the spell go away when the spell ends.
And the creature kind of absorbs some of the radiation from this green thing because when it suffers exhaustion, it emits a dim greenish light as well.
Technically speaking, isn't it a 5th level spell now because we went up a level?
Yes, that's one of my big FU. It's a 4th level, actually. It's not 5th.
Oh, but shouldn't it be boosted because you're a warlock?
Well, yeah, but I just need to. I'm casting it in the water. Casting it like in the ocean.
A bunch of fish start floating to the surface.
If I were to care about the numbers, yeah, I'd probably.
Oh
no!
Don't worry, they're just tired. They're not actually.
They're sleeping with their bellies up.
They're doing backstrokes. Those are happy fish. They're taking an.
I am a druid, even though I'm very small and sweet.
No fish were harmed in the making of the spell.
Thank you.
Yeah, like you kind of like maybe warn Baskin a little bit what this might be. Like, yeah, I'm going to do something
all
over
the
there.
Things I have to do are somewhat scary.
And he's like, hey, look, land over there. And everyone like, what are you on about?
These are potentially useful things, but they're just scary to have to do in front of people in practice. Yeah.
Damn. How can I make this like cool? Yeah, like kind of as you throw like your sickening radiance out over the ocean, you see like Are you putting it in the ocean or just above the ocean, or
just above? I think I'm not gonna like harvest any kills or anything from this. So
absolutely not. As you kind of like throw this like 30-foot radius sphere out, you see a couple of these like small winged creatures that were previously invisible, and they kind of begin to glow this kind of almost like a brighter green in your eminent radium. And they look like they have wings, and they have like these really big beaks, but they've got these tiny little feet. And they're just covered in like all sorts of like feathers that are all shaped in different ways. And they just kind of glide up and out, and you can all like see them gliding like through the air above the boat, and then they just disappear into invisibleness once again. You haven't pissed them off. They were just more like, ah, and then like fly off. You know, like how you like startle chickens and stuff?
Okay,
this one was exactly like that.
These aren't like things I should be worried about.
No.
Are things in this world normally invisible? Is there like an invisible world that we don't know about?
No, there are some things that are invisible in this world that you don't see all the time. Like there are some fae that meander around that are invisible, but they're not a huge part of the world and story that we're exploring. They are around.
Okay, as long as this doesn't seem like a hostile danger.
Yeah, I promise you. I promise you, it's not going to come back to bite you in the ass.
Roll for insight against the DM.
You could roll a nature check, I guess.
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah, sure. Fuck it.
Okay.
Let's figure out what my brain could come up with, or whatever dumbass nature roll you can come up with.
No, never mind. That's an 8 for me. I am not one with nature right now.
Do you want help?
Yeah, y'all can see this. You can see like these previously invisible birds with like, feathers that are shaped with very, very big beaks and like really tiny little feet that kind of like dangle underneath them.
Okay, Suvi's rolling for nature. There we go, 22.
These are creatures that are basically kind of really docile. They're very much like the sky chicken of existence. They don't really do much, and they are predators to the sky worm.
Right.
That sounds gross.
Mm-hmm. That's it. They don't do anything.
Do you put those on a hook so that you can catch skyfish?
Flying fish.
Okay, Suvi relays this information to Ivoris, I guess. Did you need this information?
Are there sky sharks? V, are there flying sharks?
No, on principle, that I really hated Giant Shark versus Mega Octopus, and that giant shark jumped out of the water and grabbed an airplane. On principle, I can't have giant flying creatures like that.
Can we control water to make a Sharknado?
That would be so cool.
Definitely upping how quickly this ship of the damned comes.
That's perfect. One of us casts Gust of Wind, the other one casts Control Water, and we just start spinning that shit.
Oh, God.
Okay, Suvi will not support anything that will harm animals.
No. The sharks will be fine.
Thank you.
Okay.
They'll be fine.
Okay.
They'll love it.
The bad guys in the way, maybe not so
it'll
much,
be
but-
It's an
fun.
uplifting experience. All right, I'm done. I'm sorry.
Druids are fucking stupid.
Druids are the best. I love them. Okay, so yes, you managed to practice Sickening Radiance, and you managed to get it off pat like pretty quickly. Managed to learn it fairly well.
I have my other spells, but I don't know if anyone also has things to practice. Like, take turns in the sequence of story here.
If you hadn't figured, my plan was to y'all get a little bit to do, and then something happens on the journey. You get to do a little bit, and then something happens on the journey. At least until we get to Freedom's Bluff. Let's see what else we can have. We can have chase you down. Night of day 7. Are any of you going to be a part of the night watch, or are you all just going to hang out and sleep during the night?
I can't see.
I'm assuming the 4 of us are trying to stay on the same schedule for a good reason. We're about to get into some shenanes and we want to be on the same sleeping schedule.
Yeah, I think I can see, but yes, I think Suvi will follow the general sleep schedule of the team.
Blind as a bat at night, by the way.
I think you're the only one who can't see in the dark, right?
I can't see in the dark. I would have to cast a spell.
Aha, okay. Good. In that case, y'all are sleeping below decks in your hammocks or your crudely made beds or pallets or whatever you wish to strap yourselves into or onto.
In a little cupboard.
You're awoken in a tiny little cupboard. There is Suvi just like curled up at the bottom. In the middle of the night, you are suddenly awoken by the sounds of shouting and the sounds of panic and alarm. And the one word that is almost universal across all languages is fire.
Oh.
Whoa. Somebody started a fire on a boat?
It was an accident.
You fuckers.
Look, there was a lantern and there was fire. It is not my fault, okay?
Okay, well, Greff's running around trying to figure out if he knows where a bucket of water would be.
Yeah, you find a bucket really quickly.
Yeah, bucket, gotta go get water, preferably ocean water so I'm not wasting our drinking water.
Is it helping? Does it look like it's helping, or does it need more?
As Greff, you like rush back with this bucket of water and everybody else is kind of like blearily making their way over to where this obvious crackling sound is. You see this lamp that has been clearly knocked to the ground. The glass is shattered everywhere. You can see that it is beginning to like engulf like the lower part of the deck here. And you can see it's like beginning to lick across the ceiling. And like most ships, this one also has like the larder effect, and all of the kind of the fire is beginning to make your way towards where all the rations are being kept. The kitchen, that's the word I was looking for. Thank you.
Galley.
Okay. Are we all awake?
Oh yeah, you're absolutely awake. You can hear the crackling of the fire. People are beginning to shout, beginning to form that kind of like line of bucket of water being passed down and thrown at it. But this thing is rapidly getting out of control.
Okay, can we do anything with our water spells?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll just fucking cast control water and just cause the water to just like flow across the ship and just put it out.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Between the two of you, you do this like as they're like bringing buckets of water out. The water is just leaving the bucket majestically and like flowing across the ground and getting to that area which has most been affected by it. Could one of you please roll a d20?
Don't ask me to do it. Roll 20 hates me.
Actually, no, screw it. Let's do a d100. Let's hope for the worst possible outcome.
No.
Karin, will you do the pleasures?
Oh.
Okay.
That's good. Remember me, in D&D, high is good. We're not getting attacked by a invisible bird.
The boat is sinking.
That's the boat is not sinking. But on your D100, which I was like, all right, I was going to do D20 and then times 5 would be like the percentage of lost rations. But I thought, for D100, fuck. That's even easier. No math required for me. Wow. As you use the water to finally put out these flames, the head kind of like cook chef on board the ship just comes out and looks absolutely devastated as he reports to Baskin, who looks somewhat fuming. All the food is gone. You did at least save the ship. You do at least not drown in the water.
How many crew members are there?
There's about 14 in total.
Yep, sounds about right.
Okay, so I don't
Plus
know
the
about
four
you,
of you, so
Suvi,
18.
but I mean, I got good berries, so worst case scenario, we live off that and people can just suck it up.
Yeah.
No, not good berry. Last time was trash. Suvi,
It sustains you for a fucking day. I don't want to hear shit.
Suvi, do you have better tasting good berries? His has like this lingering taste of vinegar, and it's terrible.
It's mushroom, you fucking heathen.
I guess your mushrooms are made of vinegar then.
Okay, so
Maybe
so
you just have shitty taste
berries,
buds.
They taste like soy sauce.
I don't know why.
Soy.
Oh my god, like a mouthful of soy sauce. That is the worst.
No, I'm into that. I'm into that.
Popped into my head. I was gonna make it something nice, but it didn't happen.
You know, Karin, for somebody that doesn't want us eating fish or anything, you're making it very difficult for us not to eat fish.
providing condiments. What are you two doing?
Good berry with some salmon. Let's go. Some tuna.
I don't know. That's what happened. Yep.
Oh, my heart. Oh.
All right.
I could go and send back a box of food. But I'm not sure who would sell me food. I would have to go and then probably take someone with me who can buy the food, because we're kind of wanted.
Baskin's boat is only 3 days from Freedom's Bluff.
Okay.
Well, fine. We'll live off the berries.
The boat, the crew, will survive for 3 days. And if Baskin hears Greff complain, Greff, he just looks at you, just doesn't finish that threat.
Oh. Greff has like a little smile on his face and just is thinking to himself, oh, he's going to regret those words when he traces those fucking awful good berries.
Well, then Greff can just starve.
Greff is considering it.
I can also harvest some seaweed and dry it, and it'll be real, very, very tasty with the good berries.
Oh, can you do surl? I love surl.
What the fuck is that?
I don't know what that is.
There's one other Discordant on board who understands, yeah, that is very tasty. That would be great. And everyone else is like, what the fuck is that?
Real talk, there's one type of seaweed that grows around Iceland that when it's dried out, it tastes genuinely kind of like... It tastes probably like...
seaweed. It tastes gross.
What's that terrible thing that you put on your food that I don't like?
Seaweed.
Marmite.
Yeah, it's like Marmite.
Okay, so Marmite and soy sauce and mushrooms is what we're eating.
Breakfast of champions.
Everybody aboard this boat's going to be emaciated by the time we get out.
It's 3 days. We'll be fine. Despite Suvi's complete dislike of wanting to have any animals harmed, you are fairly certain that most of the sailors are eating fish. Yeah. They're just hauling it up out the side. The fishing gear, which isn't used very often, suddenly comes out of storage for no real reason. Right, guys? Yes, you'll make it through. Oh my god, I'm dying.
I kind of like the idea that Kaz is like a pescatarian.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Kaz will take part in the consumption of fish. That's fine.
Suvi,
with mushrooms,
yes.
sauteed.
Suvi is understanding this. She's just not eating the fish herself.
Yeah. You just have a mouthful of soy sauce.
And mushrooms. If you mix them, they're really, strong tasting.
Wrap them up in the seaweed. Go ahead.
I love it.
Yep.
All right.
Do we have any rice?
Nope.
No, everything was burnt.
Fuck.
Literally. Before we pull into Freedom's Bluff, is there anything anyone wants to do before we get to Freedom's Bluff?
I give myself a bardic inspiration as well. And yeah.
I will agree.
Yeah. That's about it.
The sight of land inspires you.
Yeah, exactly.
Finally.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. No messages, no magics, no anything like that.
Well, we have another boat ride, and I don't want to use all my spells before we show up in a town where we're wanted people. So,
well, if you want to do something before Freedom's Bluff, it can be done like the night before, the day before that. Just know that the situation is there's no food. You're eating Marmite and sauce sauce. Like, that's it.
Okay, I have...
Or fish if you partake.
This spell that I need to practice alone because people would probably find it weird. Hypnotic pattern. It's like everyone's vaguely familiar with.
That's an innuendo if I ever heard one.
How?
You have to go practice a spell by yourself. And it's a hypnotic pattern.
Yeah, we're all hiding. You go do your thing.
I'm surprised you haven't been hiding more.
Suvi's in her
This
cupboard.
is Arch making the joke, by the way. This is not a cast thing.
Yes, once you basically have access to the cabin alone, it's really easy to practice hypnotic pattern. The pattern will look basically however you like. I think of the bit from the Jungle Book with the snake's eyes, and they turn all funny colors and hypnoticness. This is what I see in my brain, but whatever Ivoris decides the pattern to be, that's what the pattern is.
Yeah, it's very Yanti-esque.
Yeah.
And then he has another one. Well, the last one that I think, this is the last one I can do for now without help.
Mm-hmm.
So,
because Revivify, we're not practicing.
Yeah.
Greff want to practice.
Okay, so what does Mislead do?
So, one of these days, for an hour, there's Ivoris wandering around the boat, seeing how well he can get away with this. He becomes invisible at the same time that an illusory double of him appears. The double lasts for the duration, but the invisibility ends if you attack or cast a spell. So I just stay invisible unless I do a thing. But I can move, basically. But I use my action to move my illusion up to twice your speed and make it gesture, speak, and behave in whatever way you choose. So as long as I can see it, or using my kind of senses to see into its senses, which you can do, but then I wouldn't be able to see where I was, I can make it do whatever. On each of my turns as a bonus action, you can switch from using its... Yeah, okay, well, everything I just said.
Okay. Yep, absolutely. You're absolutely able to do that. As far as you are aware, you are invisible. Nobody seems to react to you whatsoever. No one seems to really pick up that your double is a double unless you go to try and interact with Baskin, and he will see right through that.
Willie?
Yes.
I need to know.
He knows you pretty well.
I need to know.
He knows where your heartbeat is, my boo.
I need to know. Make a roll.
He knows.
Roll against me. What role is detecting illusion? What skill is that?
It's perception.
Ah.
I believe it's
Illusory double. He sees through the illusion. So yeah, he knows you well enough, and he knows where your heartbeat is. So if you're moving around him, he's like, "What the fuck are you doing, bro?"
Iris, of course, tests him. So yeah.
He just turns and just he can't see you, but he knows that the illusion is an illusion.
The illusion gives him crosses his arms and gives him an upset look.
Hands on the hip of again. Shut.
Oh.
Yes. You managed to practice both of these pretty easily,
Cool.
with the exception of I think 1 or 2 spells that you can only practice with dead bodies. You managed to practice your things pretty well. Assume before we hit Freedom's Bluff, by the way, that y'all have had a long rest. I'm not going to be that level of asshole if you want to spend spells or whatever it is, or action points, or I don't know what Greff has, annoyances levels. No.
Action. Is this 4th edition? God, I just got flashbacks hearing that.
Oh, action points. Looks longingly into the distance when everything was just a card. Anyway, when I didn't understand the rules, and I still don't.
It's simple. You just play Warhammer without playing Warhammer.
Easy. Okay, that's Ivory sorted out. That's all your spells practiced. Is there anything anyone else wants to do before you hit Freedom's Bluff?
Give me a history lesson on Freedom's Bluff. What have we done there?
A lot.
You danced so well that the gods showed you the fuck everything was.
Ah, yes, Freedom Bluffs.
It's also where you got your ass kicked routinely in the waterfall place.
Yes.
It's called training.
You had your ass handed to you multiple times. Y'all pissed off a very nice tabaxi lady named Dalka.
Well,
you left a message for her.
She basically GTFO'd because, Aron was dead and she was upsetty that y'all gave him back to her in pieces. I don't know. It was weird. She wasn't happy. Hey, here's all the random bits that Aron left behind. Here's arms and wings and stuff. And
what are we going to do with them?
See, you're saying this you're saying this like donating somebody's library, somebody's private library to a library is weird. Fuck off. I know you're saying it's weird, but it's not.
Are you telling Suvi any of this, or is she just completely blank on what you have experienced in Freedom's Bluff?
All right, Suvi.
Yes.
Crash course on Freedom's Bluff.
Okay.
Do you need me to finish your crash course before you go too far?
I am known through these lands.
All right, I'm done. You're on your own, buddy. You're on your own.
All right, so we've been to Freedom's Bluff before. This is a very nice town.
Okay.
Very pretty. It's a bit they're a bit old school, but they have a lot of mechanical guards guarding their area. It's highly recommend. No, the festival's probably not again for a couple of years, but there was a festival last time we were here. Everybody was dancing, everybody was drinking. It was fantastic. Highly recommend.
That sounds nice.
Yeah, we have been here before, and I believe we left things on a good note.
Okay.
But on the other hand, I'm pretty sure all of Kino is not our friends right now, so...
Okay.
Have we updated you on how wanted we are?
No.
So... let me think of my words very carefully here. So, a couple of weeks back, we had to get something out of the hands of the initiative. And that was a big project, and it took the form of a couple of explosions, a lot of dead people, and the recovery of an alchemist stone.
Okay. And the reason for this was?
It was a necessary evil to stop the killing of the gods.
Okay.
You may disagree with our methods. You may have found a easier, less destructive way to do it, but these were the cards we were dealing with. So, we're kind of not on the... We're on the shit list, to put it mildly. And...
Right. Of whom, exactly?
I'm assuming... Kels?
Who are we
but
avoiding?
I feel very self-important saying that Kels is mad at us. I have a feeling Kels doesn't know who we are. I think somebody below Kels who has to deal with this shit is mad at us. And Kels is more just what do you mean we don't have webs of creation? Where's my alchemist stone? Go fix this. I'm gonna go fight dragons.
Okay, so
I'm assuming that's what
Greff,
Kels is thinking.
Greff, what I need to know is, can I identify who is after you in any way? Is there sort of...
If they have a black onyx pin. Yes, so if they have a black onyx pin looking like this, and Greff picks up the initiative special task force pin that he's had for a very long time.
Yes, I remember that. Fuck me.
If they have anything that look like this...
But you have
don't
one.
engage with them. They are we relinquished it from a guy.
Oh.
Smooth, Greff. Real fucking smooth.
He was following us just before we attacked the house. We had to. We had no choice.
Greff, the port's right over there. You want to yell at a little louder? I don't think they heard.
I'm pretty sure they didn't. The port was just very noisy. Very noisy.
Cue ocean sound. Sorry, cue the kind of whistle of nothing happening in the background. The sound of clouds drifting across the sky. A perfectly calm ocean.
And then a single seagull in the background somewhere.
Baskin going, we landed 3 hours ago. I don't know what the fuck you're doing. Yes, so we've encountered these people before. They are strong, they're dangerous, and they are well equipped. So do not take them on alone. That will probably be a bad idea. Do we want to think of signal, a word that we communicate to each other when we think there's danger about and we need to start, being more careful?
How about run? Run? Run.
I feel like run's gonna come up very often randomly in conversations. How about Questlacot?
Sushi.
I can't even pronounce whatever the fuck you just said.
Fine, sushi it is. Nobody would ever say sushi in a normal conversation.
That's because they pronounce it sushi. You gotta shh.
Oh no.
It's an SH, Greff. It's not a C.
I
There's
didn't
no C.
think I could hate this food anymore, but you guys keep finding new ways.
Doesn't Baskin own a sushi shop?
Yeah.
Baskin's in the background, arms crossed,
yeah.
like...
Yeah, Greff doesn't like sushi because Baskin kept throwing him out of his restaurant.
It's a personal vendetta
Because
against
he
an
wasn't,
entire food group because
Baskin has standards.
Because he wouldn't let Greff, who understandably would not let Greff into a fancy restaurant.
No.
I don't need your fancy sushi, and I will tell everybody I meet how not cool it is. It's raw fish. You're gonna get.
Baskin thinks Greff should probably go up into the crow's nest.
Ivoris has been inside the whole time, I work with that guy. That's my coworker.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see him tomorrow.
Baskin thinks that Greff should look for land.
I think land is right there.
I think Greff should check again.
I'll check.
He's actually clicking his nails. Yeah. They have nails, right? Talony things. Mm-hmm. He's clicking. You can hear this audible click as he's one by one going across his fingers with his thumbnail. You can tell he's definitely unhappy.
Greff has a little smile on his face. He's eyeing Baskin up and down all right. Don't
forget Baskin. I think I mentioned before. Baskin is stacked.
I know.
He is well built.
It's funny, in the earlier episodes, you always referred to him as big, but not in muscular stature. And in Neil's mind, this entire time, he's been on the chubbier side of big. He's a chef.
It's what's it? It's earned muscle or earned mass. It's all.
Yeah.
It's not just. Yeah,
there can
he's
be
a fisherman.
muscle
Obviously,
and
it's
chunkiness at the same
muscle,
time.
but I didn't imagine it oh, buff. I imagined him just big.
No.
He's just well built, big. Oh.
All right. Greff's got a coy smile, and he seems to be battling with an idea, but he eventually thinks better of it. I'll go look for land. Don't worry.
Suvi just stands there and wonders what the heck happened.
Doesn't understand this sushi food.
No.
Greff does not give a fuck about the sushi feud if it means he gets to fight Baskin. It's ooh, could I take him?
Don't start a fight with Baskin.
I know, he needs to take
He doesn't have stats, you know that.
You'll just make him a level 18 monk.
All right, where's my level 20 monk? Where's this undiable monk I have?
All right,
monk of the undying.
Greff climbs up the crow's nest, leaving Suvi alone with probably with Cass.
Was Cass there? Yes.
I was imagining Greff was telling the story in front of Cass.
Yes, I think Cass actually had some input at some point. Sure.
All right. Is there anything else anyone would like to do? It can be before this ridiculous conversation, somewhere between the fire and whatever Greff just did.
Yeah. No, Suvi's just practicing her focusing thing diligently.
You're staying focused on the same octopus
Still
shape?
in the octopus shape.
Sweet. Good.
So, Baskin, what do you want us to do? I'm not sure we should be running around town looking for, a boat and all the things. Maybe we can.
Baskin has to find another small ship. Baskin's crew will continue as the ship has done. Baskin has some funds saved.
Yeah, don't think that I'm not gonna, don't.
Baskin knows.
I'm gonna pay you back. Somehow. I don't have much now anymore.
It's okay. Suvi and Kaz are unknown, can be unknown in Freedom's Bluff. They can come help, or there are people that owe Baskin favor. Baskin could call them in to help find a ship that would work. But Baskin cannot guarantee it will be within a day.
Okay. Yeah, I think that Greff and I can probably figure out how to avoid people for a day or two, at least.
He nods. I think that's our best chance.
Okay.
I could turn one of you into a mouse, only for about an hour, but...
Yes, I can
Baskin
also
thinks that
do
would take longer.
that. Sorry, didn't know if you knew I was here.
He, again, just kind of looks down at you and, he just nods, doesn't really say much to you.
Mm-hmm.
Mildly bit.
It would be risky. It might take longer than an hour for negotiation and finding all the
That's
things.
what Baskin suspects. Especially if Baskin is not to arouse suspicion.
It's a fair point. I mean, I could turn you invisible. I have a lot of short-term solutions, nothing really permanent, so the sooner we could get the fuck out of here, the better.
The only thing Baskin might suggest is if Ivoris and Greff are good with seeking sanctuary, the temple might offer.
They were very friendly the last time we were here. And there are plenty places beneath the temple that we could hide away and not be a bother.
That or Ivoris and Greff stay outside of Freedom's Bluff.
I don't want to be too far away. If we're found by someone looking for us, we don't want to be too far away. We'd have a much better chance of escaping trouble probably in the city.
Baskin agrees.
Than running away into the woods.
Okay, then unless you all have an idea, the temple might be the best.
If we're somewhere other than the temple, we're probably at the place we spent most of our time last time. And Ivoris will describe how to get to that hidden waterfall place.
Yeah, as soon as you start talking, he kind of nods and smiles, and he says, Baskin is aware of this. Baskin took Canton and...
Yes.
2 others.
I remember seeing you.
Yes. And he kind of looks down and away a little bit.
Ivoris is not shaming him at all. He's just kind of smiling.
he just looks like a little, Kania and Carsus. They came from this place. All right. So, On the eve of day 10, it takes a little finagling to get to a place where you can drop anchor. A small boat is rowed out containing 2 of Baskin's men, and they leave you on the shoreline. Baskin wishes them luck and tells them to travel well, and says that they will meet again either in Freedom's Bluff, Sylvana, or in Cicero. It's probably the other side of midnight, so beginning of day 11 since you started taking off from Helsif's Island. Sorry, I had to read the notes. You arrive in town. It's fairly quiet. You get through the gates pretty much. I don't know. I guess this depends on Greff.
Ring on.
You don't have the ring.
We can polymorph. You.
Polymorph,
Thief.
invisibility.
Yeah, we can do stuff before we actually hit the town, right?
Yes, absolutely.
And
Pick your poison,
I
Greff.
just need to know Aethel sank low down in his chair. Is a grumpy child.
I've been robbed.
Demi learned it by watching you, Squash.
I recall it being given over willingly. I seem to recall.
Yeah. And then she kept it.
Very much emotionally manipulated.
Yeah.
With the threat of a Dacian just teleporting to his ass and killing him.
Yeah. You might get it back. I don't know. Yes, you can absolutely disguise him, make him invisible. You can transform him into a mouse just to get past the guards. Absolutely no problem whatsoever. Amongst the things that you are given when you get off the ship is the comically too big cloak that can shield most of your features and such like. So you will at least be able to travel around the town without too much bother. Mm-hmm. Getting to the temple is more than an hour from where the guards are. It's quite a big town.
Or I can send us there in a box.
We don't need to use the box right now. It's all cool. You might need the box later. Save the spell slots.
I like the box.
The box is great.
Terrible.
The box was the perfect solution to a problem.
Problem is getting us to fit in the box.
Yes.
It requires a lot of spell manipulation.
Yes. A lot of fucking about.
I'm happy with polymorph. I'm just kind of curious what animal you guys want.
Well, I don't know, Greff. What do you want to be? I'm taking requests. Want to be a cat? You can be a cat.
No.
You want to be a little puppy? I'll turn you into a puppy. How about that? Big old puppy dog eyes.
You can make me into a dog. Yeah, sure. Not a
Albatross.
puppy, though. Albatross?
Not a puppy. Okay. All right. Hold on a sec.
Bird.
Hold on a sec.
Hated by sailors.
I got to think about it for a sec. You know what? I got you. Vox/Kaz is going to turn Greff into a beagle.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, that's good.
Oh,
that's
cute.
good.
Does Ivoris?
I was thinking, what breed?
Does Ivoris need to be something as well, or can he pass?
For now, I think I can get by and hope that they just don't know that my fur is a little more orange than red right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
They might be looking
And it is
for
also
something a little different.
It is also the other side of midnight. So it's pretty dark, although let me check the weather forecast. No, let me check the moon.
Back to you, V.
For the weather.
This is a moon update. If I'm not where we are on the timeline.
Also,
Yeah,
I have a
it's a
good
moon
reason
update. The moon
for the beagle
It's
thing.
every 30 days. Why is that?
I'm a lizard folk, so it's my hunting dog.
Oh.
Oh,
I was going to go
Yeah,
with
beagles make great hunting dogs.
big, straggly sort of stray, but apparently not.
Oh, you want to make him into a little mutt?
Yeah, like a big, big straggly
What is it, Lady and the
mutt.
Tramp?
Yeah, no. Much sort of stragglier.
it is a full moon this evening.
Ooh.
Yeah, full moon this evening. Yeah, that's it. They can see your fur fairly well, but you can also do the comically big hood thing. Can either Suvi or Kaz make a charisma or a persuasion roll for me, please?
How you look on that?
Not great.
How's Baskin looking on that?
I have +1 to either, so not great.
I am slightly better at that.
Okay, well, go for it.
Okay. This is going to go terribly.
No, it's going to go well.
Not deception, V?
You could roll deception too. Yes, that's an option.
Okay, at least I'm proficient in that. Oh, yeah, 24.
Look at that.
Beautiful. What do you? How do you convince? What do you say to the guard when you rock up? There are two tabaxi, a gnome, and a lizard folk, and your hunting dog. How do you pass them through? What's the cover story?
I need to look at the world map. Hold on.
This is Freedom's Bluff. I thought we were free here.
To be welcomed.
What's this?
Yeah, that's not great.
You'll have to build a wall if you want to keep us out.
Yeah, there is a big fuck off huge wall around here. I'm slightly joking. The side that isn't open to the cliff is actually a giant wall with mechanoids patrolling along it.
I think it's going to be something along the lines of like, we just came from up north. We got caught up in that big crazy storm. Just looking to hunker down for the night before we keep moving on.
The guard at the gate, a gnome, she kind of just smiles at you and just like, ushers you in. She's like, come on in, no worries. And like they close the gates up behind. Like, pretty brave of you traveling at night, but at least you got your cute little hunting dog. And she kind of drops down to one knee and starts like playing with Greff's ears.
He's adorable, isn't he?
I think Greff is like completely stone-faced, and then when they start scratching his ear, the tail wiggles, but he's just like...
Oh, look at that. He's adorable. What's he called?
Bark.
Did you just say the same fucking thing? What the fuck?
Get out.
On my side, we said it at the exact same time. I know it didn't happen like that on anybody else's.
I had that too because of your weird delays. Yes. All right. Well, Bark, it is. The guard, she lets you through no problem on the account of Greff totally being a dog named Bark. All right, you are in Freedom's Bluff. The town is pretty empty. The last time you were here, pretty full of festivities and excitement. It's not. It is very quiet. It's back to like what would a normal night be. Like a few people still wandering home, a couple wandering home drunk sort of thing, like laughing and joking. There's only frivolity still in the air. There isn't like, oh my God, it's night, be scared. It's just chill. It's very quiet in Freedom's Bluff this night. You can see very, very clearly all the streets. You can see very, very clearly all the buildings. Because the moon is full, you can basically see everything.
Greff looks at Suvi and just like, bark, bark. Nodding its doggy head.
Yeah, Suvi gives some scritches behind the ears.
No, hold on a second here. Aethor, you have to do it correctly. Beagles do not bark, they bay, all right?
I wouldn't know.
The name of the dog is Bark.
It's a very weird beagle.
Bark.
Well, yeah,
Bark.
it is.
Break. No, you can't do that either.
Nope, it's Bark. That's what it is.
Okay. Is there anything you'll want to do other than heading straight to the temple? Do you want to try and swing by anyone here that you may or may not know? This is entirely up to you.
Suvi knows no one.
Arch wants to, but Kaz doesn't. I don't think Kaz ever met Dalka for that to be a conversation that is had.
No, the only interaction he had with Dalka was when Greff left a note saying sorry about your friend. So you have no idea who she is.
That hurts my soul. Dalka needs to carry on the legacy.
I think we have nowhere to really stop by until tomorrow. We might want to pick up some. Gear, but
Food?
yeah. But right now, yes, please, food. Bark, bark, bark.
Let's go on the assumption that your rations are 0. Okay.
Oh boy.
Please track this.
Can I just say that Suvi left some delicious good berries for the ship people?
They're for sure
I'm
restocked.
sure they are
Soy berries.
real happy about the soy
Yep.
berries.
She was being very nice and friendly. Yep.
Yeah. But since the ship sailed off into the night, the soy berry status remains unknown.
Yep.
Okay, good. And since we can't scry on the ship, we'll never know.
How they were fed to the fish. Mhm.
Yes, dropped to the bottom of the ocean almost ceremoniously.
Yes.
Anyway, I had 38 rations. God damn. You guys burnt the shit out of my stuff.
Yep, 100%, baby. Anyway, you make it to the temple. We can do food in the morning because this is like super late at night and you'd only find them at an inn. So, you make it to the temple fine. Kind of.
What kind of temple
You may have
is
to
it?
recast.
Is it?
It's a temple dedicated to Lathander. It's on the edge of town, and it's a pretty big building. It has a, pretty big building. It's surrounded by a small little graveyard. Everything in here, the kind of decorations as you kind of like step inside, like most of it is made from all sorts of like natural things, like various leathers and bones and gems and anything kind of cobbled together like that. There is no waste here. And everything in here just screams celebration of life. Everything is bright and cheerful. You can see that there are 2 rows of pews that lead up to this kind of altar-looking thing, which is just a big block of stone. Lots of carvings and runes on it. And sitting quietly at one of the pews, you can see these kind of 2 turtle youngsters. They have brightly coloured decorations painted on their shells, and they're just quietly kind of like kneeling, like bowing their heads, and they're obviously praying. That's what you discover when you enter here, and after, I'm guessing, the second round of polymorph on Greff, because it takes a while to get from entrance to the temple, almost crossing across this with Greff's natural 20 dancing for the god of this land, Greff becomes Greff once again.
And Lathander is a living god at this point, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Let me double check Lathander has not kicked the bucket. Let me check.
I don't think anybody. Oh, the ultimate irony! Like the god of celebration of life is dead.
It's
First,
dead.
like,
Just died
having, like-
yesterday.
Oh, damn. No, Lathander died 30 days ago.
Oh, no! So they're not happy, are they?
Oh,
That's why they're praying.
everybody's doing like a really sad dance.
Oh, I'd forgotten. That's so bad. Ilmate is not due to kick the bucket for a while yet, so we're okay as far as that. But no, Lathander died.
Okay.
Okay.
Lathander died 30 days ago. The only people you see here are the 2 turtles, and their heads are bowed in prayer. But everything in here still screams life and celebration.
There's no priest or priestess or something like that to talk to? Nope.
Just the 2 turtles.
So we've been here before. The head priest is a special guy, but he was very calm and reasonable when we met him. Am I understanding correctly that this is a church to Lathander?
Yes.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Is there some kind of new word for how you greet people who's lost their literal fucking god? Like
I don't know. Y'all been at ocean for a while. Y'all went to the desert for a while. You haven't really had a lot of contact with people. Just every time you have, it's been explosive.
Ivoris, your god died originally. How do we talk to people?
Do we know
Good
that
point.
Lathander has died? Or is it...
Yeah, I think like
We would
during
know.
conversations, even through your travels, Suvi, yeah,
We would
you
know.
would have picked
Okay.
that up. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, absolutely, y'all would have known that.
All right. I think it's. No, I don't remember. Did we disturb their prayers last time? Did we let them finish? I feel like I'm getting like a little bit of a deja vu here.
Okay, Suvi would never disturb someone praying. But if no one does anything until they're done, she might approach them once they're done.
Yeah. I think Greff just sits down on one of the pews, kind of like leaning back and crossing his legs and just taking it easy.
Yeah, if you all aren't willing to interrupt the twins at prayers, they pray for a while. Like you can kind of like feel the air and the dust like settling all around you, that kind of like heavy presence of like mourning despite the surroundings. Like you just feel it through their prayers and the subtle like noises that they're making to one another.
Vox joins them.
Ooh.
Not interrupt.
prayer?
Yeah, just because they respect it.
Yeah.
Like Vox would absolutely be devastated if either of theirs.
Yeah, of course.
So Vox just very quietly just kind of kneels down next to them.
Yeah. Suvi's
They kind of
Yeah.
like
Suvi's just going to sit on a pew a little bit further back and do her little focus thing if she senses that there's time for that. Sorry.
Oh yeah, absolutely. The twins seem quite intent on quietly mourning. Yeah, they make room for you on the pew, Kaz, no problem. And after probably a good hour or more, as you kind of like look across, and when you would expect the sun to be coming up, it's still dark. It's hitting that point where it's winter now. One of the boys looks up at you, and he kind of like gives a questioning look. And the other kind of gets up very, very quickly and like rushes off to like what some of you would know to be like the priest quarters. And the twin says, "Name?"
To Kaz, who is nearest, or to all of us?
To kind of all of you. They hadn't really clocked that the three of you were there as well. They'd only obviously noticed Kaz because they were sitting right next to them.
Ivoris takes off his hood or whatever is covering him up and puts his eye patch back in the place where it used to be.
You see him immediately recognize who you are, and he has like this kind of like big smile. And he nods. And as you kind of like hear the sounds of additional footsteps, you hear one of them stop as if like they've sent a message to one another. There's a swirling of purple in the twin's eye. And this kind of very, very kind of like wispy looking woman kind of approaches with. She's clearly wearing like night clothes. She has got a long shift on. And she looks like kind of like a little bleary eyed. She looks quite frail and quite wispy, but kind of up close, you realize that her hands are clearly covered in calluses. Like there's something about her, like she has an air of knowing everything about herself. And she kind of looks at you all and says, greetings.
Hello. You're not
What kind of...
who we would expect normally when...
Yeah. He returned home. He didn't feel like he could be here right now. He needed to process Lathander's death in his own way.
Of course, it's, I'm sorry. He seemed like a happy person until recently, so I can imagine.
You kind of like, she looks at you and she kind of stares you up and down, and she looks like she's about to say something but like changes her mind. My name is Arista. How can the paladin of a Broken God help you.
We're just looking for a safe place right now. That's all. We thought we would come where we know a couple of people. And Ivoris gestures to the kids that were there, and of course the priest that's not here anymore.
Yeah. Well, Lathander may be gone. His teachings live on. You're welcome to whatever sanctuary we can offer.
Thank you. I want to make an insight on this person.
Sure.
Compel them to speak the truth. Make friends.
I'm not very good at insight.
She's also a drow. Sorry, I forgot to mention that.
I want to know if she is actually okay with us being here, or if she might try some sneaky stuff if she perhaps recognizes me. Or any of us, for that matter. It's a 10.
You can't really get a good read on her.
Okay.
Greff is just going to get up and walk closer to where Ivoris is. So do you guys have like quarters or something? Somewhere we can lie down? It's been a long day.
You see Arista, she kind of like, she may not be consciously aware she's doing it, but she takes like a step in front of the toddle boy that's with her, and kind of like looks you up and down. Greff, I assume.
You're correct. Is that a problem?
She opens her mouth as if she's to say something. She has like her hand on a hip where you would expect a weapon to be. Can you make a persuasion roll for me?
My next character is gonna be charismatic as fuck because I hate this.
Charismatic as balls.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Oh, Jesus, I rolled a 19. So, 21.
You can see that she doesn't exactly relax her stance, but she says, as far as I understand, the former cleric here had taken a liking to you. There will be no problem if there is no problem.
I do not intend to cause any problems. And to be completely honest, I think almost one of my last interactions with him, he threw me out of the temple. I was upset and angry about my friend.
Yes. He also mentioned that you attended that you attended your friend's funeral.
It was a beautiful funeral, and I never got to say thank you to him. So if you see him again, please let him know that we appreciated it.
You see Arista like relax her shoulders a little bit, and she takes her hand, and she's obviously no longer in a defensive position, and she says, if I see him again, I will let him know.
Thank you.
And as long as you are in our walls, we will keep you safe.
Hopefully it won't come to that. We'll be leaving as soon as we are equipped.
I am rather thankful to hear that.
So, do you have a room with no windows where you can store me?
You can use the room back there. And she like gestures to where she came from.
And Suvi sort of,
If you don't mind, I am.
yeah, Suvi sort of sneaks up and is much more solemn than she usually is, and does a very sort of solemn but joyful dance move and says,
Hello, I am Suvi. I have also lost my goddess. My sympathies and my thanks to you. I will not interrupt you anymore.
She looks genuinely sad. And she says, I am sorry for your loss also.
Thank you.
Okay. The 5 of you look exhausted. Come, stay. Use our apartments, please. Come. and she kind of like gestures you all to follow. And she basically takes you back to a really simple set of rooms. There's nothing overly joyful here. There's nothing overtly religious here even. It's very simple fare. All the joy is out front where they clearly spend most of their time. Their rooms are quite small. But yeah, you'll find beds enough for all of you. It's not the most comfortable night you've ever spent, but you're not rocking on a boat or in a hammock, so it's in for most of us. Okay. You'll rest fairly peacefully. I'm going to say over the course of getting to Freedom's Bluff, your sister has checked on you at least once, Greff.
All right.
It's like that, oh, hey, we can talk, and you talk really, really frequently, and then it slows down over time. Like, she sent you messages the first few days just to check in on you, see that you're still alive and hadn't fallen in the ocean yet. Yeah, so she would have checked in on you already. So I'm going through my notes of weird stuff.
What's the rules on the sending stone? How much can I use it?
Once a day. Because fuck you, I don't want you doing it every goddamn time.
25 words or less?
Yes, please.
All right, I'm going to have to start writing my own limericks because all these limericks are like 40 words.
Same plane of existence, please. As long as she's on the same plane as you, you'll be able to message her.
I'm just going to... Okay, sorry. For 1 second, my brain thought I could send to anybody, and I was like, I'm going to start sending Dacian dirty limericks.
He'd enjoy that, so don't.
Once was a boy named Greff. He learned to call.
I think limericks are too many words. You're going to have to start sending haikus.
Yeah, true.
That's an unusual form of like torment to have on someone. Just like a team of wizards and bards and all the shit. Anyone who can use sending, just bombarding one person with like filthy haikus. Gross.
All right.
Okay. The next morning rolls around. The morning of day 91. Does anyone want to go with Baskin? Or are you happy for him to try and find something himself?
I could help. I can blend in and just lie as much. I'm not good at persuading, but I'm damn good at lying.
Yeah, deception. What are them smuggling skills?
Also changeling.
Yeah, that's super helpful.
It's a necessary skill.
Yeah.
Are you not what you think you are? No. Nope. You have me confused for someone else.
Somebody else. I have one of those faces.
Got a very...
I have many faces.
Many faces. Get confused with people all the time.
Suvi would like, if she isn't needed, to sort of spend the day in contemplation with the turtle twins and the woman sort of lamenting the loss of God's things in prayer a little bit. Yeah.
One meditation, one prayer, one trip. Ivoris and Greff.
I think I'm very recognizable, so...
Yeah, like it's daylight now. You two are pretty recognizable.
So I always wanted to be famous, but this is not what I was thinking of. I believe smarter men have named this infamy. I think Greff is staying out of trouble. He already got scolded for going...
Excuse me, who is this?
This is Greff. Greff. A random priestess. Sorry, for some reason my brain was going plague doctor. And I'm like, that's not what she is. Why?
She's a paladin.
She's a priestess, paladin, whatever she is.
Oh my god!
She's at least not a plague doctor. I knew that word was wrong.
Yeah, definitely not a plague doctor. Yeah, good start.
Sorry, resetting my brain. No, Greff realizes like I walked into a random church and the priestess or the paladin running the place like eyeballed him. So he's just like, I guess I'm sitting in my room the entire day because I'm not gonna risk getting spotted by a random person that wants to come to pray. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. I'm not gonna cause more havoc than I need to. I'll get thrown out again once this whole blissful eclipse thing is over.
How many more gods and temples can we get you thrown out of? Okay. All right, fair. Ivoris?
I don't know. I don't think I have anything to do except for wait.
Okay. Cool beans. All right. Kaz, let's do it. Are you going out lizard folk?
Yeah.
Great.
Maintaining that for
Okay.
now.
Okay, yeah, 'cause so far that ID hasn't been rumbled, so you're pretty good. Baskin basically wakes you up fairly early in the morning. Any monetary gains that any of you wish to have given him, he has received already. He takes you to the center of town. There is the well that's there that seems to be well maintained, and you can see there are some stores that are being set up. This is quite early, like the folks are still getting everything out on the stands. He takes you past all of these people setting up their wares, and he takes you to this kind of small building that has 2 stories. He takes you up this rickety wooden staircase, and he takes you to the top. You would recognize almost every entrance ever being always the same to Sarson's. He takes you inside. You can tell that he kind of doesn't really pay any real attention to the fact that this is far too early for any Sarsons to really be open, but he just walks in. You can see that there is a man back there. He is kind of resting behind the till. You can see that there aren't really that many wares out. The odd gems here and there, some, unique looking potions. You can see that there is a doorway off to one side, which has those fly blinds, the strips of colors down in front of them. You can kind of see through it, but also kind of can't. You can see this guy, and he's wearing kind of what looks like a really informal suit, it's kind of mustard and crinkles. And as soon as he realizes he has guests, you can see he snaps his fingers, and he has the traditional Sarson's attire of brightly colored Hawaiian shirt and shorts with sandals and socks. He throws his arms open and he says, "Welcome to Sarson's. It's too early, but what can I do for you folks?" And he looks at you.
Me? Why me?
First person he lays eyes on. Also, then I don't have to talk to myself.
Well, we're looking for
thankless job.
So, if I understand correctly, we're looking for a boat, right?
Yep.
Why are we at Sarson's looking for a boat?
This Sarson's sells
Is
boats?
Sarson's a shipwright?
Baskin kind of looks between you and him when you're not saying much, and he says, Baskin needs to talk with the other side of Sarson's. And you would also know that Sarson's has that seedy underbelly, black market ask no questions kind of side. I believe you've already dealt with one of them.
Yep. Okay. Got it.
Are we getting a burner boat?
Yes.
License plates scratched off. The engine doesn't have a number on it.
The number has been scratched out. Yeah.
The name on the side has been painted over.
Yeah. Instead of potato, it's potatoes or something. This is what that is.
Potatoes.
It's not Sarson's, it's
potatoes.
Arson's.
It's arsons. Arsons. Yes.
Uh-oh.
Fire not included. So he kind of gives you both a solid look, and then he just gestures you to kind of come through kind of the veil part to the back area. And as you are ushered forward into this, you find yourself kind of very similar to the lady that you had spoken to before. There's kind of this round table. There is obviously a hatch that leads to somewhere else. There are a couple of tables around, a small fire. And he gestures for you to both sit down. And he says, "All right. Obviously, you're that kind of customer. So what sort of thing are you in the market for this time in the morning?"
We're looking to get a vessel to be traveling down south without being mocked, followed. Anybody mocking us as being peculiar as we make our way up?
he kind of brings out like this small piece of parchment and a quill, and he's like, all right, stealth, hidden. Are we talking speed? Are we talking 2 horses, 4 horses?
What?
Like,
Seahorses.
how fast do you want to be traveling?
Oh,
Like, do I need to get you 2
Horsepower.
horses, 4 horses?
for a
How
boat?
much? How many horses you got in those sails?
A boat, right.
Slap
Sorry,
side
when
boat.
you said vessel, travel south, I assume you just want to go on the roads, right? No problem. I can get you. How big of a ship? How many? Roughly, how many? I don't need to know exactly. Just the 2 of you, because a sweet little rowboat might do.
We're not bringing anybody else with us, right? Like, it's just us.
Well,
just the foot.
Yeah.
Unless we get a crew.
Baskin, as you kind of ask him, it's like Baskin's like, Baskin would prefer just the handful of us.
Wait, Baskin, you saying us? Like, hang on, are you coming with us? I thought you were.
yes. Basket's
Okay, I misunderstood. I
His
didn't.
boat's gone. They left him.
Baskin wouldn't trust anyone else to take you where you have to go.
Okay, no, I just making sure. All right, I understand.
It's safer.
Then it roughly in the gap of about 4 to 8 people, to be vague.
He nods, like as if this is a perfectly reasonable range of people to ask for.
You didn't want specifics, so I'm not going to give specifics.
No, that's totally fine. You say somewhere between 4
5
and 8, and you can see he clearly writes 6 down. All right, okay. All right, you want to sail? Do you want sail only, or do you need rowing? And Baskin's like, in both. A hybrid model, right? Okay, write it down. It's always you so much right now. Okay.
Preferably something that can hold up to high winds in case that needs to be a thing that we do.
Sturdy, right? How quickly, if one were to say somewhere between like express delivery, are we talking like a few weeks from now, like a pre-order, or are we talking like yesterday?
Something that can handle dangerous shit handling boats. Stuff like that.
We had
Heavy
dangerous
duty.
ship handling, yeah. We had sturdy, yeah, I had that written down. It's a good adjective. So how soon do you want to be doing it?
I would certainly say the sooner the better.
All right, express delivery. All right, and where would you like this delivered to? Please bear in mind, we don't deliver to standard ports, being something of this kind of a nature, and Baskin says, Baskin believes the cove south of Freedom's Bluff is a good place for our vessel to be delivered. Preferably with no one hanging around. And you see like Sarsen, or the Sarsen representative, again just noting something down. And he says like, all right, that'll set you back. Oh, let's see what we've got in stock nearby. That'll set you back like 400 gold. And that'll get you early this afternoon. So, what finances did anybody pony up before this took place?
Suvi has no money?
Suvi, you were supposed to be our Bruce Wayne to our
Cash
That's
cow.
Ivoris!
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, we already ran Ivoris dry. He doesn't even have a house anymore. He's like an empty husk over there, and we needed a new one.
I got the small bit of money for myself. You have like the majority of it, I think.
I have a shocking amount of it because for some reason you decided that Greff
You
was
should
the
have it
Ivoris.
in like the over 1,000 range, right?
Yep, I have it
Okay.
written down.
I have less than that, but I still have a good amount.
Okay, if you have like the 1,000 gold, Baskin's going to stump up 250 of it
I'll take the other 250. Wait, other 150?
150.
I
Yeah.
also have crushed gems. So I would have given Baskin crushed gems, however much. Oh, oop.
Neil, you just
did
bought
you
us a
do?
boat.
The crushed
No,
gems were from...
Baskin uses his own money
Yeah.
because this is going to be Baskin's extra boat. Like, provided the boat makes it, this is Baskin's boat. This is his quick little runabout kind of a boat. But obviously, you're the client, so you have to pay for some of it. Yeah, so he's only going to take 150 from whatever your assembled pool of money is. Whoever wishes to take that out, that's your choice.
I would have just given him my bag of money and said, here, this is all I've got. But here you go.
You get the majority of it back,
Yeah.
if not all of it.
He has like 800 something gold, 860.
It's a lot better than what I have.
Yeah.
You also won the 0 side of monetary.
I have 15 gold pieces to my name.
Cool. Baskin is joining you in the pretty poor club, except most of his money is on his boat or in his various hideaways. So he's pretty flush. But yeah,
Baskin has investments. He has return of interest.
Yeah. He has franchised out Baskin's. So now there'll be a chain of sushi restaurants around Kino very, very soon.
Never mind dead body.
That can be arranged.
He'll soon be taking over Discora because that's eventually where that'll be leading to. Maybe he'll call it Caskins now.
Saskins.
Saskins. Nailed it. Even better. Thank you. Saskins sushi, which will soon become very popular in all the port towns. It's going to be great. Yeah, he has a potential cash cow on his hands. Okay. You have acquired a boat.
I'm going to take off the crushed gems. And then how much money on top of that do you want me to shave off?
150.
150.
It's basically 150. That's all you have to leave. I have to take off in a mixture of crushed gems or money or whatever it is. It's 150. Baskin is buying the rest of it.
I had already raised that from the Scaramouche money, Neil. Do you want me to add it back?
Scammers.
Scaramouche.
Sure. Yeah, we can hold on to that.
Okay.
All right.
No mocking my
All right.
pronunciations of a name I haven't heard for almost half a year at this point.
No.
I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. You're all right.
It's
I'm
been
sorry.
like a month.
No, you did not talk about Scaramouche in last fucking episode.
Not only did I talk about him, I talked to
Scamos.
him, actually.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, future Neil, delete this.
100% a blooper. Sarsens reaches across and he shakes Baskin's hand. Once the business has concluded, he says, all right, is there anything else you've been needing?
Not that I have the money for.
Baskin looks at you and he says,
I've stolen Ivoris's money.
Baskin has funds here. Is there anything that you need or that our friends need?
A little bit of information might be pretty helpful.
Breaking the fourth wall. I am sitting on literally 0 magic items except my sword.
You have Ilmater's bindings, right?
Oh shit, yes! Why are
Dumbass.
they not in my...
You're a dumbass.
So what I'm hearing is Greff actually has more magic items than me.
Mhm. What kind of information are you after?
Well, just curious if perhaps anybody around town might have at some point seen a certain cleric of Kelimvor, and there's definitely air quotes at that may have been wandering around perhaps, just out of curiosity.
You see the representative of Sarsens look at Baskin, and he seems to be like assessing him and then looking back at you. And he says, if I understand it correctly, and this is information for free, because I think I know, I'm trusting my gut here on who I'm talking to. The last that he was seen, he was chasing someone through the desert, and he was heading south chasing somebody else to get to... fuck it, plain talk. Looking for you guys through someone else. As far as I understand, she's still safe. But she's easier to find than you are.
I couldn't possibly know what you're talking about, but...
Yeah, I've got no idea who I'm talking to either. I mean, honestly, I don't know who the fuck you are, but I know who you are, Baskin. I know who you're involved with. And Baskin kind of looks away and then looks back at him and shrugs.
It's the best sushi maker. What are you talking about? Everybody knows.
Right. Totally not involved with Ivoris, former member of a kit team, turned rogue, started blowing stuff up, fighting against the initiative. Yep, totally don't know who that is.
Never heard the name.
Never. The Caribou Kellenvor is after their old boss. It's not found her yet, and you've been unscriable for a while. Your group, whomever they might be, cough, cough.
Couldn't tell you.
Not 100% no. Safe for now. There are certain members of assassins and such like keep an eye out on them. But since you've made an appearance here, and you're asking for this type of boat, that won't keep you safe from scrying. And I've got no way to do that quickly.
Now, assumably, how quickly could you do something like that?
Well over a week.
That is a little bit longer than we have.
I don't need to know exact. Safer for you and for me if I don't know.
Of course.
But that's the risk you're running.
All right. Good to know. Well, I guess it better be a damn good ship then.
I'll do what I can. I mean, it's a steal already at 400 gold, so...
Yeah, that wasn't bad.
Pretty good for 400 gold. If you need anything, potions, such like, hit me up before you leave. I'll make sure I've got some healing potions and maybe one or two other nice little things that you might find useful. Still cost you, can't slide under everything under my boss. He'd be a well mad.
Understandable.
All right, you best be on your way. I've got a ship to arrange.
Ivoris has Revivify, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that you would know that he has that.
Does he have the...
He's tried to use it before, I think, but not around you.
Does he have the diamond for it, though?
I don't think you have the reagents unless you have something that allows you to cast stuff without reagents.
It has a monetary cost.
Yep. It's 1,000 gold diamond, I think.
It's a 300 gold diamond. No, I think at this point I had just been assuming that I could negotiate crushed gems and actual gold to be up to that amount. I don't exactly know how
that one, like all the Raised Dead and River 5 and all that stuff, like that is, you need to have that particular thing on you to cast it.
Yeah, but I don't have that.
Mayhap we want to get one.
Mayhap.
Yep, he happily sells you exactly a 300 gold diamond.
One of you two reduced your money by 300 because I don't have that.
I'll take it off our ass boys, man. Money.
Okay.
The only other option is you can give me a bunch of money and I could do reincarnate, but I don't think y'all want me turning y'all into a different race.
No, please. Life's confusing enough already.
Ivoris would love that. What do you mean?
No, you know what? That's a fair point. Ivoris, how do you feel about dying?
I mean,
not very well.
In a pinch, if Ivoris dies, you have no way to revive him. So
I would have to have the reagents. Oh well, the thing is, reincarnate does have a 10-day period. Mm-hmm. So if you do die, we just need to keep your body.
Do any of you have spare the dying?
Oh no, he could be totally dead. That's fine. Reincarnate just has a 10-day window.
She's assuming we might be more than 10 days out.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Like, imagine if, for whatever reason, you're in the middle of the desert and it takes you 22 days to get back to
Hold on a
civilization.
sec. Can druids learn gentle repose? Because that would be the spell we would need. No, that's cleric and wizards only. Fuck. Okay. Other
Sorry, I wrote the word reincarnating so that I could find out what the reagents were. And the first thing was reincarnate someone as a slime.
Oh my god.
the anime?
Oh,
That's a good anime.
Oh, man. All right.
I don't suppose you by chance might have a access to a scroll of gentle repose?
Hey, if you got... Do you not... I don't want to know if you have someone who can cast it yet, No. It's only 10 gold.
Oh yeah, we would need a cleric or wizard to be able to cast it, right?
Yeah. We don't have that.
No, we don't have one of those. Nope. We have a warlock.
Nah. So you need rare oils and unguents.
onions. Nobody has ever like adventured and found rare oils and onions worth 400 gold or however much it is.
It's 1,000
gold.
1,000 gold.
Yeah.
Reincarnate's expensive.
Reincarnate.
It's a level 5 spell.
Yes.
Nobody has ever had onions in their pocket.
Onions.
$1,000.
It's just rare oils and onions.
1,000 gold of onions.
Oh,
It's a fucking like field of onions.
And they're rare.
5 farmers worth of onions.
Some magic
Jesus
remains
Christ.
yet uncovered, as the reagents required are so absurd that no one would ever think about having that many onions in one place to be able to discover such a spell to begin with.
Oh my god, I kind of want us to change that to onions, but I won't. The world's biggest onion, and the rare oil is like, I don't know.
I'm sure I could grow some rare onions.
it's a
Or
space
Suvi could.
onion.
I leave that up to the group because you two are kind of the money.
So it's simple, guys. We go and we have an onion. We buy an artisanal
Onion.
artisanal onion, and then we go to an art dealer and we bribe them to value it at 1,000 gold.
All right, that's
Bosh.
enough of your scam here. That's enough of your tax evasion scam.
Shantae is in the background like, that's not how that works.
No. Okay.
But
all right.
seriously, in all seriousness, no, I leave it up to you two because you guys are the ones that have the money. If you want to invest 1,000 gold in the resources in case we need reincarnate, I can do it.
I feel like a better use of the money would be to buy some magic items on some people. That's my
I agree.
gut feeling.
Let's avoid death rather than plan for it.
And for 1,000 gold, you could probably get a teleportation scroll that would do you the same job because someone could teleport the dead person to help.
Yeah.
We can't.
Yeah, like Revivify here is not such a big deal, or Raise Dead is not such a big deal as it would be over in Discora, so.
Okay, so we have 1 diamond.
Yes. 1 diamond. Ivoris, please mark that on your character sheet because I believe you're the only one who can use it.
Yep, I can't.
Okay.
Druids do not get Revivify. We just take your soul and slap it in a new body.
Mm-hmm.
And we can grow some onions.
Artisanal onions.
I just love the idea. It's just like a field of artisanal onions. And you cast a spell in the middle of this.
Imagine how powerful.
And there's like all the onions just disappear and the farmer's like really mad.
That's what happens when 2 druids cast plant growth together.
Yep. Exactly.
Oh great, I've got a shit ton of onions. What did you do to me, onions?
They're like the size of your fucking head.
Yeah.
Oh,
I thought I was sitting on a cash mine of 1,000 gold a diamond of onions. I could have retired. I'd never have to be an onion farmer ever again in my life. And what do? You use it on bloody reincarnate.
like next year, all around his farm are like signs that like no druids allowed, and people walk past going like, "Huh, I wonder what happened here. This has to have a story."
No. We stay around and help them grow more.
stuff. Rare
I
stuff.
don't want you on my bloody land. You can fuck right off. You can take your artisanal onions and shove them where the sun don't shine. On your new reincarnated friend. Get over here. All right, I'm done.
All right.
Okay. Yes, you managed to do that. Is there any magic items or potions that you want or might think you might need while you're here? Let's assume that y'all talked about what you might want from Sarsens before you got here. Like, it's not fucking.
What's the budget? What is our budget?
So, if we assume this is one of our last things,
We're going into danger.
yes, we're currently sitting on 885 gold, which is like the entirety of the estate of Ivoris, which we should not spend all of. I'm assuming he's gonna want to buy a house when he's done.
Uh-huh.
I don't think he wants to live on the farm with
all the
Greff
onions
and all the onions.
That's what Mama Greff is now growing.
Okay, no, don't mention
Doesn't
onions
go
because
with
that's
onions.
all gonna get cut. You.
Neil, you better leave that all in. Don't you dare.
No, this is the longest blooper in history. Okay. Yeah, I mean, if you have like 800 gold, you could probably buy some fairly okay magic items.
So, like, in the weapon department, I'm fine. I have the bindings of Ilmater, like, attuned. But armor-wise, I'm sitting on a 17, which is not very impressive at level 9.
And you are our heavy hitter, right? So it's you that we need to protect.
I am very often in the front. I am very often taking hits.
I mean, in this gang, yeah.
This... I can't believe Cassie's gone. I needed Cassie's character. He was supposed to be on the front lines with me.
Don't worry, I'm probably going to play some games with Cassie real soon, so we can get Cassie caught up. So we can continue this wondrous mess with everyone here.
The only
Yes.
option that would make sense armor-wise for Greff would be adamantine.
Yeah.
That would be quite sexy.
It would have
That
to
would
be
be-
medium or heavy armor. The problem is it's basically whatever the baseline armor cost is plus 500.
Ooh. Oh.
And most heavy armors are very expensive.
Well, we're talking to Black Market Carson. Maybe he's interested in a strange little onyx pin that gives you the ability to pretend to be initiative super soldiers.
You mean like a hotline to Dachin?
No. That's not the onyx pin I'm talking about.
Yeah, the onyx round pin.
No, you're thinking of the wrong one. We got
okay.
attacked by initiative agent that have like a little short pin.
Oh yeah, those guys. Yeah.
That is the pin I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the UNT pin. I don't think Carson. I genuinely, every time I have to remember his name, I have to think V going, "Hello, welcome to Carson's."
Welcome to Carson's. Except this one is Sarsens.
No, arsons.
Carson's.
Oh, Arsons, I'm sorry.
Trying to go behind the veil. I don't think. Jesus fucking Christ, my brain's absolutely flustered right now. We have a pin that is basically like an FBI badge. Like that might be worth something to him. Like I've been waiting for the right moment to flash that thing at people, but now that I'm like fucking
Infamous dude.
FBI's, yeah, public enemy number one. Like I'm not. I don't think anybody's gonna see that pin and go, "Oh, he was undercover. This is a ruse." So, yeah. So I'll put up the pin as a thing.
Okay.
And other than that, yeah, nothing else other than that.
I don't have anything. I gave my rapier away.
Maniac.
I think my blow jarts were attached to it, so those are gone. I don't have poison anymore in my mouth. So, yeah.
We could get a cloak of protection.
Yeah, I don't have anything other than my ring that I'm stuck wearing as far as magic things.
Actually, we could probably get 2 cloaks. Those would be pretty good for both of you.
I'm kind of spellcasty now, so you know that Ivoris now is probably more distance than anything. He doesn't have a rapier, Like, what's he gonna do?
Yeah. It completely depends on what base level armor you want to get. The cost for adamantite armor. There are also things like rings, necklaces, and I guess earrings, nose piercings, headbands. Like, we can figure something out.
The nose piercing of protection?
Yeah.
It only protects your nose, nothing else.
One side of your nose.
I like the idea of an eyebrow piercing. It gives you like +1 damage to like headbutting someone. Like that's yeah.
That's dumb. You're dumb. Stop being dumb.
I know. I love my life.
It's up to you guys what you want to do.
I think there are probably cheaper ways of armoring up Greff than that guy.
The cloaks would probably be the better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Greff can be like, I'm a superhero. I have a cape.
I am a superhero. Thank you for recognizing it. Cloak of protection, ring of protection, or anything that can basically give me a little bit of like life.
Yep. Sounds fair.
And health potions, of course. I love health potions.
Everybody loves health potions. Sarsen says, the representative of Sarsen's says, if you're looking to up someone's don't get hit status, you got your bog standard cloak of protection. I think I've got one of these protection rings in the back here somewhere if you're looking for something like that.
Both, I think.
Normally that'll set you back like 600 gold a piece or 1,000 for the pair.
Show him the pin. Show him the pin.
Showing them the pin? I don't know what the fuck. What pin?
The one you took from the dead guy.
Yeah.
After you murdered him.
Yeah, here's it's a dead guy pin. You want it?
I hate you, Arch.
Do you know what this pin is? Do you know who this represents?
No
This
fucking
is like
clue.
the elite force of the Kino Initiative Task Force. These are like super black op guys. These are guys who work like specially for girls. Yeah, I could probably make use of this. Knock off 100 gold for you to like 900.
I'm listening for the other voices in my head that are going to tell me whether or not this is acceptable.
I mean, like, if you tried to sell the pin a little bit better, it might have been worth it.
Well, let me ask
you
this.
had to
Let me
have-
ask this. V, does this sound like he pulling some bullshit with the cost of the pin?
No, the guy, everything, like, you don't need to roll insight or any of that shit. He's genuinely trying his best to help you.
Okay.
Like, he is clearly on board for Baskin and Baskin's, like, connection with the team. Like, he obviously doesn't know that you're part of it, but he guessed since you're with Baskin and you guys are trying to go somewhere covert, it's probably something to do with that, rogue kit team.
Mm-hmm.
He seems to be generally trying to help. He knows the threat and the situation that's going on. He doesn't seem to be bullshitting you. You can probably tell he's bullshitting a little bit on that 100 gold, but you don't know which direction necessarily.
I don't have anything else to throw in. I only have one magic item, and I'm not giving that up.
Baskin leans over and asks how much gold you have.
Well, left in Scaramouche's pot after buying the diamond dust for Revivify is 885 gold. But that is all of Neil's money. All of it.
It's so great that you're corrected every time you say that, and then you say it the same every time after.
His now name is Scammer Scaramouche. Problem solved.
Every time you say the name wrong, Neil just winches.
He'll entangle him with his wines.
Can somebody say the name correctly for me so I can fix
Scammer.
Say that again.
Scam us.
So like scam
Scam us.
us.
Yeah.
Scamos.
It's like us instead of us.
Scam us.
Yeah, scam us instead of
Scamos.
Scam us. So I had written
go.
Scaramouche in my fucking thing.
You made it more complicated.
I don't know why.
It's not your fault.
Every time you say that, I
record at
sing
Stupid AM. It's
in my
fine.
head
Yeah. Same.
every single time.
Baskin basically adds another 100 gold to the pot. So you can take 800 out of yours, and that leaves, like, I believe you with 850.
Yep.
So you can have the Cloak of Protection and a Ring of Protection.
And Baskin had 710 gold after the boat from the bag of money that I gave.
Sweet. Then he takes 100 gold out of that.
Okay.
Seems fair. You're buying gear for your friends. Like, no. You can take it out of that. All right. You return from your shopping trip. Suvi, you spend a good portion of the day quietly with the two turtle twins. If anything, they kind of like, as you're sitting there meditating and focusing on this runic shape, the shape of an octopus. I'm going to have to remember this because it's a very cool image. They spend time with you and they help, if anything, to perfect that kind of practice, that way of relaxing and meditating and reaching into your magic. They're doing very similar things. You can tell they're trying to reach out to their god. They don't really say much. They're very quiet. They tend to speak to themselves in message form, but they try their best to communicate with you somewhat. And you can tell that they're trying to reach that level of reaching out to someone or something. They're still mourning the loss of their god and they feel your pain, and it's something that a lot of you share. And as they're doing this, you find this new level to, I guess, sink into and tap into that music. And it becomes so much clearer in your mind. There are more instruments added to it. It becomes more beautiful. And the sound that you originally associated with this, the song of Nalira, it now begins to take a new beat and a new tone to it. And it's your beat, it's your tone. It's becoming more you. And this is what you find with the two twins. When you go to cast this later on, it'll be a lot easier for you.
Yes.
Nailed it. All right. All right. Ivoris, you were doing nothing. Greff, you were hiding.
I'm staying out of the way, yes. I'm assuming me and Ivoris, like Greff and Ivoris, are sharing a little like cell, basically. And we've propped open the door to have fresh air, but we're sitting on like opposite sides of the room to like not be like easily spottable.
Yep, that's absolutely fine.
I think we're testing the bounds of our friendship by small talking right now. Greff is telling Ivoris like ghost stories. Ivoris keeps telling him it's daytime. You leave ghost stories until tonight.
Tell me the one about the dragon tree. No, that's what we're doing.
You want to hear about the dragon tree again?
No.
No. At that perfectly timed moment, Baskin and Kaz return.
How'd it go?
Well, I think we're all set. Should be ready by noon. Little afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Also, we got some fancy shit.
Ooh.
Holds up a ring and a cloak.
Ooh. Oh, that's good. Oh, that looks good.
What
Are they
color
both
is
for me?
What color is it?
What color is the cloak?
Off-white? On white. Nailed it.
Adjacent white.
Thank you. Adjacent white. It's nearby white.
You're all gonna go to hell, you know that, right?
Too late, I'm already there.
I'm going to Bellum. Fuck you. It can be whatever color you want. It can be whatever color you want, Greff. It's up to you.
Oh, Let me see. 1 second. I need to look at the thing real quick
Obnoxious bright yellow.
because I'm going to.
No, that's Ral's color.
Okay, orange.
Yeah. I'm
green.
Neon orange.
I'm gonna metagame. It's a cloak of protection and a ring of like.
Yeah, it's a cloak of protection and a ring of protection. So it's both +1 to AC and +1 to protection.
Saving throws.
Yes, that one.
Yeah. Okay. I just wanted to make sure I wouldn't take the more powerful one because my saving throws are pretty good. So I'd rather take the less great one if that was an option. But okay. Cloak. What is Greff's color?
Can we do some colors for Greff, please?
Blue.
Is he an autumn or a summer?
He's blue.
He's a blue.
He's a blue?
Yep.
He's blue? Dabba dee baba.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, let's go with blue. It's kind of a deep blue that you see when the sun hits the ocean, right? Before it turns green, there's a time where you can see that it hits that kind of weird blue that you know is fake. You know it's supposed to be green, but it's there anyway. And then in a flash, it turns green in your eyes. And that's the blue it is.
Okay, perfect. And the ring is a kind of bronze color. No, it's pewter. Fuck this. It's pewter with tiny little purple gems in it. There's nothing written on it. There's no symbols. There's no carvings. It's just a plain band with like 3 tiny purple gems evenly spaced around it.
Yeah. Who's getting that? I guess that's for you guys to fight over.
What do you got, Ivoris?
I've got my ring with a Yanti in it.
I also have a ring, not with a Yanti in it. It's got a spell in it, though. I don't know how you want to do this. Roll off?
He's not expecting the trinket.
I mean, if you don't want it, I kind of want it. I'm kind of squishy.
I mean, that's fine. You can take it. He's not going to bug you for it. I mean, you bought it, and he doesn't know any of the thought processes through your head when you were buying it. So,
I was thinking that we're all squishy as fuck, except for Greff.
yeah.
And now Greff is even less squishy.
Yay.
Perfect. That's exactly what we want.
Okay, so Ring of Protection. Remind me, that's the +1 AC and saving throws?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
You should hand him the diamond, though. I've already put it on my
you're
character
getting the
sheet.
diamond. Yeah, sorry, forgot. Here, Ivoris, I got you a diamond. Don't look into that too deeply. I'm not interested in that sort of thing. Sorry.
Yeah, for the magic thing. Got it.
Yeah,
Thanks.
magic thing. Yep, exactly. I like all of you. We're all friends, but like...
Yeah, I feel like you haven't gotten me any presents. He says, putting the cloak on.
I'll take it back. You think I won't?
I think Scaramouche, but Scaramouche. Who the hell is that?
God. That's Scamus's father.
Suvi, do me a favor. Plug your ears for a second real quick. He holds a hand up to block his mouth so there's no mouth reading his... Greff, you want me to show you why most of my kind are dreaded as nightmare people? I will walk around as you and no one will know the fucking difference. You be happy with that cloak, okay? You're welcome. You're welcome.
The damage I've done to my own reputation in the
Yeah, I was
last
going to
week
say, you think
will dwarf anything you can do, my friend. But in Discora, I get your threat. I'm not devaluing your threat. I'm just saying right now.
Mama
in
Greff
this
would be
place,
way pissed if you did anything that made me look bad. Fuck.
Can I listen again?
Yeah, oh, sorry, you're
You
good.
done?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, okay, thank you.
He like does the thumbs up like, yeah, sorry. It's a very, very personal matter I had to bring up.
very personal. Don't have to make it so personal, you know?
Everything I do is personal.
All right, so did you get any rations?
We were supposed to get rations?
Yeah, you got
I thought,
You got
what's wrong with my good
20
berries?
10 rations each.
What's wrong?
10 rations each.
What about the berries? We got all these berries.
At the market, as you pass it on the way back, Baskin just like grips you by the arm like a fucking like vice grip, and you go buy fresh vegetables and fruits and stuff. Respectfully, he doesn't buy any like fish or any meat products to make y'all a little better, but he's not doing soy. Sorry, not doing mushrooms. The only vegetable he doesn't purchase.
I'm insulted.
Fair.
I take that personally.
He just fucking can't, man. He just can't.
Suvi's very happy about the fruit.
Good. Yes.
We're fucking idiots.
Oh,
Yes, we are.
yes, we are. Okay. As you all set off to leave, Arista, she says, I hear that you're doing something fairly important for the world, I mean. And I can see that 2 of you have lost your gods. And I can see that you're carrying a link to some. And she kind of has half a smile about that. If you're fighting for the gods, you're fighting for us. Now, my God, he might be gone, but he still left some gifts for us to give. And she reaches out, like, she's not wearing her night clothes anymore, it's day. She's wearing all of her holy ornaments. And she lays a hand on each of your shoulders, reaches up where she has to, and reaches down where she has to. And you feel this warm glow on each of your shoulders. And she says, go well. Know that the blessing of Lathander is upon you. And fight for all of our dead gods. And the protections of those still alive. And should you have need of it, even you, and she looks over at Greff, Lathander's home is your home. Good luck. You each have the blessing of Lathander, and it gives you 1 advantage roll on a death saving throw.
Ooh. Okay, and we still have the bardic inspiration from Suvi, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Suvi can't generate any more, so you just have 1 each right now.
We should bring Baskin along more often. People seem to want to help us when he's around.
Well, yeah.
I mean...
You know, I realised the other day that some people should help you, but on Discora's side, you're always in it. You're always in the middle of the fight, or you're with people who are just, like, also involved in their own shit. Like, over in here, there is a resistance force. Fuck Kel. She fought 2 dragons, and the bitch almost killed one, so no, fuck her.
I stand by.
Also, Adanov and Arliss are doing their job.
Good.
Albeit pursued by the Cleric of Kalimvor.
Air quotes.
Yes. Let's call him what he is. A dick. No, a Cleric of the
A
Blissful.
two-faced piece of shit.
Yeah.
A poopy head.
A betrayer.
Betrayer of his own kind. Scum of the earth.
Betrayed his god.
Yeah. Well,
He's gonna be our final boss. He's gonna come kicking down a random door when we're least expecting it with like a fucking entourage of bullshit.
surprise, motherfuckers! And then just started blasting. Okay. All right. You make your way out of Freedom's Bluff. Are you using spells to hide Greff?
Please.
Sure.
Bark the dog.
Bark the dog is back.
So Bark the dog. Bark the dog is back. He has like a blue collar on now.
Aw. That's adorable.
The cloak turns into the color. I like that.
Aw.
Yes, tiny little blue collar. Tiny little blue collar. And yeah, you'll make your way out of the town. No one really stops you, nor really costs you. There are some people that just react kindly to you and just like wish you well. There are clearly some people who know you, or at least know Baskin and have an idea of what's going on. Others are just completely blasé. But Freedom's Bluff has always been a chill place, and it will always be a chill place. You'll make it out very, very easily. Baskin takes you down to a cove. It's a bit of a meandering path down this cliff face, but you find yourself in almost like a small natural harbour, and you can see that there is a boat like moored a little distance off. It's a little bit of a swim to get out of there, but you manage to do that. You manage to keep most of your things dry. When you climb on board,
I turn into an octopus.
Yes, yes, you must.
My time is here now.
As you enter the water, this beautiful tiny baby octopus appears. You manage to swim your way or float your way out to the boat. As you climb on board, you see that the boat is quite small. It's far smaller than any of the other boats you've been on before. There's like one level below deck, and that's where everything is stored, where all the kind of hammocks are. You can see that there are approximately 6 of them, as you figured he may do a berthing for. There is a little sail, and there are kind of like these like side ports right in the middle of like the deck underneath, where you could easily put oars out and just oar your way forward if you have to. It's not very big, it's not very elegant, but it looks sturdy. Like nothing is rotting, nothing is broken, there are no fractures in the wood. It is all pristine and well built. You also find on each of the kind of sleeping areas, you can see that there is a healing potion, like a lesser healing potion, which is a 1d4 plus 1, and there are 6 of them.
Okay.
As a little note off to one side just says, "Good luck." If you read it in your mind, it sounds Scottish, so you can probably guess who it's from.
Oh boy! All right.
Oh boy. Yep, there are 6 of them in total.
There's only 5 of us, though, right?
Yep.
Guess Greff has 2.
Yeah.
Fine by me.
Yeah.
I can heal people.
Yeah, I cannot.
Baskin gives his one over to Ivoris.
Oh, Ivoris has one. Ivoris is not taking a healing potion from Baskin. No, that's dumb. I've got one, and I can heal people.
Baskin doesn't push the issue any further, but he does take one.
Roll sleight of hand.
As you go to hug, he slides it into your armor. No, I've pulled that trick off before. I'm not doing it again. Okay. You set off at a good pace. Baskin tells you it's probably going to be about 10 more days before you get to where he vaguely remembers the Mouth of Clarity being. Is there anything that any of you want to do in the quiet time? Because there won't be much quiet time after this point. You have like 1 or 2 days of quiet before I start assailing your senses.
Suvi keeps focusing stuff, even though maybe she achieved what she could. So she keeps trying.
It's good. It's good to become proficient.
Refresh my memory.
Yeah.
I still have not used the blessing of Clemdog, have I?
Correct.
All right. I think during one of the slower nights, I'm gonna get out the... Wait, did I turn over the page of Ogma at some point? No.
Scroll of Ogma?
Yeah.
I think you still have it hidden in Aron's gun.
Yeah, I think so. I never gave over Aron's gun.
No, like you are decked out with all the relics of dead gods. You have the bindings of Ilmater, and you also have the scroll of Ogma.
Yeah. I think then at some point, like one evening, well,
you have a former person of oh my god, what the hell was your god's name? Ivoris' former god, Savras.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you also have one of Lylira's forays. You have almost all the dead gods amongst you, centered around you, Greff.
I'm starting to think I see a pattern.
You have 2 receptacles of dead gods, and you have 2 items of the other 2 dead gods. Good going, Greff. I mean, like, fuck me. You've only got like one. Yeah, never mind.
What's the phrase? I'm seeing a pattern, and I don't think it's intentional, but I do think it's concerning.
Yes. At this point in time, Ilmater is not dead. At this point in time, Ilmater is still alive.
Yeah, I think during one of the quieter evenings when the water's not splashing and the boat's not rocking really hard, I think Greff takes a couple of minutes, just sits down with the Scroll of Ogma, and just writes out on it what would he write? I think we wrote on it last time, right?
Yeah. You defaced it, yes.
I assume that's how you communicate on this scroll thing. It feels like a...
Yes, yeah, it's absolutely fine.
He just writes out like, I'm going into battle again. It's gonna be dicey again. I never called on you before. Is our original agreement still available?
Where is everybody else and where are you when you're writing this?
I'm imagining that Greff was probably...
Assume Baskin is doing the boat thing.
Yes. You said it was a small boat. I'm imagining like...
yeah, it's a pretty small boat, yeah.
I'm assuming that Greff is supposed to be up on deck at this point. That's why he's awake. And he basically just like excuses himself and he goes somewhere below deck. He climbs down like a little ladder and then he climbs down like into like a little pigeonhole somewhere underneath where like food is and like material is stored. And he kind of just lies down and gets out his let's say that Orkin Carve has like a very faint glow, like a terrible faint glow.
It's like a glow stick.
Nightlight.
You're just like
a very, very faint one. Like
fucking using Help's just like one of her most prized possessions as a nightlight.
I'm basically just getting some light because I'm assuming Greff does not go down there with like a kerosene fucking lamp.
Alright, yeah, fine.
not after the last fire.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So he pulls
Hilarious.
Orkin Carve just slightly out of its sheath, and its glow is enough that he can kind of like see the outlines of and contours of things. And he's kind of just lying on his stomach, like stretched out in like some kind of little storage deck, and the creaking of the wood is just all around him.
Dear diary.
And yeah, he writes out, we're going back into battle. It's gonna be a dicey one. I never called on you before. And I wouldn't be surprised if my luck has run out and I will be forced to this time.
As the ink disappears into the parchment you're writing on, you all feel this electric buzz around you. There's someone with an extreme amount of magic is nearby, and kind of sitting on the end of your bed, sitting upright, is what looks like a human woman. She has her hair tied back in a bun, and she looks kind of sternly over at you. Hello. Again.
Hello again. Do you personally visit everybody who writes you, or am I one of the special few?
Not everyone has such direct access to me.
Well, I'm sorry it had to be me.
You're trying. And she kind of like, her eyes like drift over to the bindings on your wrist. You're making progress, and we see. What sort of help do you think you're going to need? I may not personally be able to guarantee it, but I can persuade other deities to help.
I fear a lot of blood is going to be shed in the next days.
I don't think you're wrong.
I think a lot of it is going to be mine. And my friends. I have the wrappings to protect them, and they've gifted me a cloak to protect me. But These are trinkets. You are gods. I don't know.
Where you're going? I believe Grimsh or his avatar to be, I guess. They warned you that gods and god magic, it's not the same when you're going. That area is protected from us for your mortal sakes.
We're gonna be on our own.
You might be. When magic was stabilized, a long time ago, there was contention between the gods and mortals. That place was a sanctuary for mortals like yourself with magic. So you could more easily control your own fates. A tool we cannot interfere with. So we don't tread there. There is a lot of chaos there, and how it might react to magic such as mine or the Travelers, for example. Shantaeus. We don't know how that will be. We're not supposed to be there.
Is it gonna hurt Cass going there? Having those gods cut off from him?
They would not allow it.
He's bringing them in with him?
If they can, they will go to wherever it is that he will not be harmed. But whether or not they can be there, they don't know.
Well,
The only thing that I can help you with is in death. Guaranteed. I could make you stronger, but you're already strong. I could infuse you with more life. That's all I have to offer. But that life would come from somewhere.
I'm not gonna steal it from anybody else. Bargain and trade.
What about from yourself?
What do you mean?
I was the goddess of fate. I still have some of those powers. You could rob from the future. And give yourself a better chance now.
How bad is the toll? How bad is the price? I'm assuming I'm not just handing something from the left hand to the right hand. There is a cost to the process.
You wouldn't live beyond 50. But it would take you somewhat longer to die. And here's another you might want to consider. You may not even be able to get to 50 if we don't defeat this.
I know you're not the goddess of fate anymore.
Alas, no. I certainly didn't write your fate before I lost that power.
Know if we beat the blissful eclipse. Can you know, like, just put an ink mark somewhere in my fate that I at least find somebody? I don't care who or why I find them, but I just find somebody. I'm feeling very confused. I don't know if what I've done is the right thing. I know what I'm doing is the right thing, but what I've done and the prices and what other people have lost.
I will try and see to it, provided of course I live, that you find the other half of your heart before you pass.
And let's make a deal. I don't want to die. I want to protect them. That's a deal I'm willing to make.
Okay. Then I guess I'll usher your other half of your heart along a bit quicker. And she puts her hand out to you.
Greff gently takes it.
As soon as you lock hands, there is a massive explosion on the boat.
Uh-oh.
I'm sorry, guys. I thought this magic was subtle. I guess not.
So just a question, because you said in the beginning of this scene, that we all felt something, some sort of magic.
Mm.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. So I didn't want to interrupt this beautiful thing, but what were we doing while this was going on?
You could be literally wherever you want on the boat. You just kind of interrupted.
No, exactly. Because I was like, I don't want to interrupt this thing.
Yep, you could be very easily just be sitting in like the beds opposite them. You're small and you can definitely hide. Like y'all can all be around. You could be like within earshot. Absolutely, if you wanted to be. Baskin is the only one who's not. He's just on top of the boat. Like, yeah, this god stuff. Baskin has nothing to do with this. Baskin's just doing Baskin's job. Yeah.
You won't live past 50. Deal. How old are you? 50. Wait. Boom. I meant in bark years.
Bark.
Wait, no, that's less, not more.
Yeah. There is an explosion of energy. As you all feel this kind of forceful push, and anyone basically from the epicenter that is Greff, you just kind of get pushed back or thrown back or fall back. You can stay on your feet if you wish. You can comically slide backwards. Whatever you wish to do, you feel this epic force. Greff?
Yes?
Your hit points go up by 60%.
Holy. Let's add...
I don't know how old you are. I think you're like 20 and something.
I am 20...
3? Everyone's 23.
No, I think I tried to stay away from 23 since I watched that stupid
I don't think you
movie.
did. I think everyone's 23. No, I think you're right. I think Greff is one of the ones who isn't 23.
But I think I'm genuinely... Oh, shit. It's not on my fucking character sheet. It's somewhere around here.
Greff Peace that is 25 years old.
I'm genuinely 20.
You're 25 years old.
No, I'm 20. It says here.
You're 25 years old.
Why am I 25?
Because that's what you told me, and your timeline entry is 25 years.
All right. Putting myself up to 25 years old. And...
Oh, yeah, your physical age has been going up and down because of the weird time age magic bullshit you had to deal with.
Yeah, true. Wait, did I end up... I'm putting 25. I think she just reversed it. I don't think she gave me anything extra.
You are now 25 years old.
Yes, thank you.
What your body should be if it wasn't before. You probably don't notice any difference.
All right.
Maybe a grey hair. Like, that's it.
Grey hair?
25?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No, that's definitely happened. I've definitely...
I know folks who are going grey at like 22.
Just like one rogue hair.
Yeah. One single like silver hair you have to keep plucking out.
Probably worth it.
I hope so. I mean, I think you're nearing the triple digits at my last guess.
Well, this definitely pushed me into triple digits.
Okay, good. You're unkillable. Love it. Love it.
You should get 60% more every time you add health too.
Round up.
No. No.
That's 57.6 rounded up, 58 extra hit points. Jesus.
Round down in D&D.
Nope, we always round up. Always round up.
Oh, shit. All right, so he's gone flying. Everyone else has gone flying backwards, but Greff, you stay exactly where you are. You see this kind of ripple of force all around you, and Clemdar just smiles at you, and then she disappears. So it's up to the rest of you and what you want to do.
Iris comes running down with a book in his hand, half protecting himself and half ready to swing at something.
Suvi has heard the whole
Book
thing.
thump someone?
What else am I gonna do? I gave away my sword.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We're good. Sorry.
Are you all right?
Did you have the shits again? What the fuck, Greff?
Nope.
Oh, damn.
I wouldn't be down here if I was having the shits. I'd be hanging off the deck. like a civilized person would.
Like Baskin told me to after last time.
No bucket for you, eh?
The bucket's for polite people. No, it's fine. I'm sorry. I just I've been very nervous about everything, so I may have called up, struck a deal with, made an agreement with Clemdal about our protections. I've been riding with Clemdal before every big fight we get into. I don't know if I've been very honest about that. I still have the Scroll of Akma. It connects to Clemdal. And I just made a deal with them so that I am a lot harder to take down, but it does mean that I'm gonna live a little bit shorter. And as a human, that sucks a lot, but it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, Greff, yeah. These kind of deals cost a lot.
I'm sorry, Greff, but I heard the whole thing.
Oh, you...
Yeah, I didn't. I was in the cupboard. Sorry.
It's okay. It wasn't supposed to be private, I think. No, it was supposed to be private, but then Clemdal showed up. It's okay.
If I just felt the energy, I might have interrupted you. So maybe this was good. I'm so sorry, Greff. That's
Nothing
a
to be-
sacrifice that you made.
Greff kind of looks bashful and looks away. It's... You know more about loss than I do.
Maybe. But still.
I know a lot of people are going to be mad about this, but I'm very scared. I'm very worried.
Well, it was yours to give, so yeah.
I know one person who would disagree with you, but thank you.
Very brave.
I don't suppose there was a stipulation in there about being brought back after that point. Did you read the fine print?
I'm assuming it's gonna be very final for me.
So you didn't read the fine print. Great job, Greff. Like,
what?
You're literally dealing with the goddess of bureaucracy, and you didn't think to read the fine print?
I'm assuming she's in my court. Like, if there's any small print, it just talks about how cool Greff is.
No, bureaucrats do not deal in, it's what's best for you. No.
I'm sure, like, there's going to be like a square bracket in one, and then you go down to the footnote. It just says Greff's a cool guy. And
it just says all deals are final.
Upon death, you stay dead, motherfucker.
Yeah.
So I don't know a lot about D&D resurrection rules, but I think if you die of old age, you can't be resurrected. I think
reincarnation is an exception to that rule.
Reincarnation's an exception because you can also be reincarnated into a race that has an extended life.
Yeah, basically, yeah. I don't know the rules.
We'll cross that bridge when we get to it, because I'm going to assume that we'll live long after this. We'll all be the best of friends, assumably. Y'all can come visit me on my mushroom ranch after that. And when you kick the bucket, I'll shove you into a new body or something. I don't know. You want to be a Goliath? I'll try to make you a Goliath. I can't make a guarantee, though. It's kind of a
no, I
crapshoot.
don't want to be a Goliath. Oh,
How about a gnome? Gnomes are pretty
they're
cool.
so boring. Have you heard them tell stories? They name every mountain 3 times during their stories. It's insane.
Greff, that was you. I'm pretty sure that was
I was
you.
pretending to be a Goliath.
You could have fooled me then. You did a good... Actually, you did fool me. Good job.
Greff does like a little, patting himself on the shoulder. Like, yeah, thought so.
It's going to cost you,
no.
though. It'll be about 1,000 gold pieces.
Greff looks at the tiny empty purse from Scamus and like...
We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Don't worry.
It's fine. It's fine.
How old are you?
I'm 25.
Another 25 years then.
I wouldn't have believed you could do this much in 3 years. So I'm just going to say I've had it pretty good for the last...
I can't believe you did this much in 90 days.
Well, yes. No, I'm talking about Greff's entire journey
okay.
to Kino. He
Yeah,
counts the
yeah.
entire time after he left the army. Pella's army.
You do this much chaos in 90 days, you have 25 very full years left.
It's fine. It's fine. I also asked her to nudge any important events in my life a little bit down, so we'll see if she has time for that.
I hope that works out for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I can't really say anything, Greff. I mean, look at me. I get it. Just be careful. And, hope it's worth it. But if you need anything,
I think Greff's gonna go hug Ivoris.
yeah, Ivoris hugs back. Hello, everyone. I hope you've been enjoying the boat ride so far. Thank you all for listening to the Kino episodes. These would not be possible if not for our patrons. So thank you all very much for your support. Speaking of patrons, I would like to thank the patron Arista for the name Arista used in this episode. Thank you very much. If you would like to find us on Twitter, you can find us on Twitter at TLDpod. By connecting with us through social media, you can keep up with any news or information about the show as it happens, as well as finding links to other places where you can find our other news and other content. You can also visit our website at theluckydie.com, or you can visit our studio's website at Blighthouse.studio, where you can find many links to many other shows that we are affiliated with. Again, that is Blighthouse, B-L-I-G-H-T, House Studio, .studio rather. And again, thank you all so much for listening to the Kino episodes. We will see you all next episode. Goodbye. Wish us luck.